Honk. That's what I'm talking about. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome all to a Tuesday stream. It is Tuesday, July 25th, 2022. It is the last Tuesday in July, but that's not really why this is an important day. No, that's not why. It's not because this is the last Tuesday in July. It's not because this is the Tuesday where we are playing a full motion video classic. I'm calling it that, even though I don't know if it is, called Late Shift, which is a cinematic FMV crime thriller, like it says right on your screen, nominated by Dragon Spear and voted upon by chat for the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month. It is not even about that. It is not even amazing because it's the second day of my son's camp at a particular camp in Connecticut, which he is really enjoying. That's not why. The reason this is a big day, folks, is because of the release. Wait for it. Because of the release of, as he expands it up to the full length of the thing, this book. That's right. This book is out. Renegade is officially released as of today, and I could not be more excited about that. Thank you very much, Ballsteg. Thank you for being such a huge part of it. This, of course, is the book from Athos Arts. It is the sequel to Gray Shade, which was the IBPA Benjamin Franklin Silver Medal Award-winning novel in fantasy and science fiction. That was awarded about 6 weeks ago now, I think. And this book, Renegade, is the sequel to it. It is a book which Julie Cherneda has called well done and highly recommended, rich and exciting, and a bunch of other things in Julie's amazing blurb, which showed up on the back cover of the book, in addition to a bunch of other things. So I'm super excited about all of that. Well, thank you, Effect Life. I am glad. I'm very excited about Renegade and excited that it is now officially out in the world. The in-person release event, of course, will be happening at Black Rock Books. I've been talking about this quite a bit. That'll be happening Saturday, this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you are in the Southern Connecticut area, we'd love to see you. But either way, I will be, of course, live streaming that event. But regardless, it is officially available today. And so if you're thinking to yourself, well, like, how do I get this? I'm glad you asked, because if you type this in, you will see this copy right here. Pre-order your copy of Renegade. And actually now we have to update it, because now we have a new thing, which is, if you go over to this link, let me go find it for just a second. If you go over to this link, you can get it from there, but you also can get it directly from Athos Arts, which I am going to put in right here into chat. Hold on one second. We do want to we send some people the backer kit, because honestly, we're also trying to get people psyched up about the RPG and stuff like that coming up. But right here is, let me show you all. Here is the link to the actual place where you can order the book directly from Athos Arts. And again, this is also available on Amazon. It's available on on iBooks. It's available on Barnes & Noble. It's available on Kobo. It's available on Smashwords. It's available at all of these fine places. It's also available at BlackRock Books, obviously. But yeah, and the blurb from Julie Cherneda says, in Renegade, Gray Shade, the former assassin, is seeking truth and justice. The familiar trope? Not at all. Gray Shade is complex and fascinating, real and sympathetic, with rich world building. Did I mention a mysterious panther? Well done and highly recommended, says Julie Cherneda. No big deal, just Canadian science fiction and fantasy Hall of Fame author of the Knight's Edge series. So very excited about that. We have other blurbs that are going to be coming in from C.S.E. Cooney, from Brad Bollier, and from many others. And so we have others that are going to be on the way. But those are what we have right now on the back cover. And I am very excited about this book. Again, I'll talk more about this throughout the course of the day, but I do want to thank, of course, Ballsteg's in chat right now. I want to thank Chris for the great work that was done on layout and putting together this book to be such a beautiful representation of what I was hoping it would be. Also want to thank Peter Tikos, the artist, the cover artist for this, who did an amazing job too. The beta readers and proofreaders for this, who were really important. And then obviously, most importantly here, I want to thank Emily Bell, EDE Bell, for editing this work so exceptionally well, and I'm very grateful to her for making the book all that it could be, I hope, and a book that I think hopefully people will really enjoy. I'm very proud of this. I worked hard on it. Thank you, Balsteg, and I'm grateful that it's found such a good home with the amazing Athos Arts. And of course, Heretic is the final book in this series that'll be coming out next year. I am working on that as we speak, but I am super happy that we have all this stuff done and that we have Renegade out in the world. So if you're asking, well, what can I do to support this? Besides obviously buying the book, the other thing you can do besides buying it, yeah, absolutely the case. And besides buying this book, the other thing that you can do is spread the word about it. And that means, first of all, letting everyone know on all the social media platforms you can. We've already posted stuff, both myself and Athos Arts, and also Emily's personal account has posted on Twitter and on Blue Sky. Those would be great places to repost or retweet. And if you want to know more about that, !ARV tweets and !ARV Sky will get you over to those social media platforms as well, so you can follow me and or retweet or repost. It has also, I believe, been posted by Athos/Emily on Mastodon, I believe. It's also available as well. It's been posted on Facebook. So any of those social media platforms, please do spread the word there as well. The other thing is, if you've read the book and enjoyed it, if you looked at it and said, this was great, and frankly, if you did this for the first book with Greyshade as well, can I please ask that you leave a positive review on Goodreads and on Amazon, especially Amazon. And the review does not have to be some elaborate, 7-paragraph essay defining the review for our modern times. It just needs to be, this is why I love this book. This book is awesome and you should read it, okay? If there's anything that we've been taught by the Bigalus Dickalus experience of Amal and Max Gladstone's amazing book, This Is How You Lose the Time War, it's that the way that marketing works the best is when it's just like, read this book at all costs because, oh my God, it's amazing. That's the kind of thing that a bunch of suits in a room somewhere, in a focus group or whatever, are never going to be able to replicate that kind of marketing. And so we really do need that help for the algorithm. We really do need that help for visibility. So please, please, please go over and leave a review. If you can't leave a text review, even a starred review, hopefully a 5-star review, but that's up to you. But even a starred review would be helpful. But just, anything like that over at Amazon would be much appreciated for both Greyshade and for Renegade. So I would really appreciate it if people could do that. It really does make a difference. And, especially when you're dealing with independent presses and things like this, the lifeblood of that is based upon word of mouth and is based upon spreading the word and events that we do, like something like Gen Con Writer Symposium, like ReaderCon, where I was at a couple of weeks ago, like this live event that I'm doing at the Black Rock Books this coming weekend, and things of that nature. So we really need the help from everyone to spread the word. So please do that if you can. And thank you. Just very grateful to everybody today for for Renegade, for all of that kind of work. And I think I'm going to put it like that. I don't want to get rid of it completely. I mean, we want to make sure that it's there somewhere. So anyway, Renegade is out today. Beyond that, we have got, of course, as I said, Late Shift coming on today. But before I get any further, a couple of reminders about how to help us here in the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube at !ArvTube and sub to me over there. !ArvCord is the Discord channel. You can hang out with us in between streams there, so that's always appreciated. !Arv Cord, I already mentioned !Arv Tweets and !Arv Sky, and of course the website arvanelaron.com. Financially, !Arv Shop is the merchandise area. !Arv Treon is the Patreon, of course, and we have also got, which is again the reason we're able to do this, cool stuff for you and for the channel, and subbing and resubbing helps as well. And while I'm on the subject of subbing and resubbing, by the way, when we get someone in here, now Shadowed doesn't count because Shadowed is a first-time founder. He's a founding member, so he's got that badge up there for the 5 years and 11 months and so on. I think, actually, let me see. Test. Let me take a look. Yes. You can see it right here. So right now you can see that we have the 6 years, 1 month, right? But we have added new sub badges for 6.5 years and 7 years. We now have those badges. A new one will unlock in November. And Shadowed has produced not 1, not 2, not 3, but something like 12 or 13 different and new sub badges, which are going to be added. So we are good for a long time now, folks. So I'm very thankful to Shadow Mage for that. That's really awesome. And so we're going to have that. And then as soon as Tari Tunes gets her PC back, which should be sometime in the next few days, then we will get a bunch of the new emotes. We have 9 new emotes coming your way that you'll definitely want to be a part of, plus the Shire Adventures picture, which will allow us to post that Shire Adventures stuff to the shop, to the merchandise area. So we got a lot of refresh stuff to work down the line. Yeah, you got a little ways to go. Well, you got the 4 years, 4 months, which, wow, that's still a long time. You still got, you're closing in on the 4 years, 6 months is a coveted badge as well, Ballstick. So you'll get all those things for sure. Anyway, I'm very grateful to Shadow Mage for that. Very excited for that. And thankful to Ballstick for the resub. A 52-month streak. Speak of that. Thank you, Ballstick. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yes, subbing and resubbing is really appreciated, and you get those new sub badges and emotes that I mentioned, plus inspirations to help our players in their various campaigns. On the publishing front, which I've been talking a lot about today, exclamation point Icarus for my award-winning graphic novel from the amazing Athos Arts, exclamation point Library for my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. I am currently writing a D&D adventure which is set in the Forbidden Library universe, by the way. I have not yet announced the name or anything else, but I will be mentioning it to the players soon. And then, of course, we will be doing that next week. Actually, I believe it's a week from this. I think the D&D event is on Friday of that weekend. So I think it's a week from this Friday is when we have the D&D event. I have to check to confirm, but I think that's right. And it's going to be great. It will feature the 5 players of the aforementioned EDE Bell, who will be joining us on stage for the first time for this. It'll have there as well Brandon O'Brien, the amazing The Rising Tides. We will have Jenny Koch back, Karen Menzel back, and Brandon O'Brien back. So we will have 5 players. Very exciting for all of that. It doesn't feel that long. I know, right? Effect Life. Effect Life has the coveted red quill for that. Yeah, well, thank you, Effect Life. And of course, all the stuff you've done with ARVBot and all that has been huge as well. So ARVBot Plus. So thank you for that too. So where was I? So yes, that D&D event is happening, and that's set in the universe of Forbidden Library. So definitely check that out with exclamation point Library, and of course exclamation point Greyshade. Now today I'm adding into that exclamation point Renegade, because Greyshade is the entire IP basically. So if you go there, you can order Greyshade, and as of now, you no longer have to pre-order it. Now you can order it. So today, you can order Greyshade and get my award-winning IBPA Benjamin Franklin Silver Medalist book. You can also order Renegade, the sequel, which just came out today, literally. You can also pre-order Heretic, which is the final book in the trilogy that'll be coming out next year. You can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game being produced by Alligator Alley Entertainment. There should be a new Kickstarter update about that TTRPG any minute, I believe, but it'll definitely be happening in the next half hour or so. Excuse me, and that's going to feature updates about both the books and about shipping the books to Kickstarter backers, and we'll also update people about new aspects of the RPG as well. So we'll have that out there, and we will have the Greyshade pamphlets, Greyshade TTRPG pamphlets with some descriptions of mechanical aspects of the game and things like that, and a basic structure to how some of the game is going to work. We will have that at Gen Con. So if you come to the Writers Symposium, we'll be able to hand those out at all the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Damn it, Hillness, you must have read the manuscript. Yes. Ravel was actually secretly Greyshade's illegitimate son that he never knew that he had. And so now that's really sad. No, that's not the case. That's some kind of Spider-Verse stuff, which Spider-Verse, by the way, amazing, incredible. You should absolutely go see it. But it really is not what I'm doing in this one. So it should be the case. Oh, really? A Kickstarter update should be coming soon. I just got to know it. Hey, listen, that's the kind of activated. We are an agile crew. You know what I'm saying, Effect Life? We are an agile crew. So anyway, Symposium is next week. You'll be able to get info about the Greyshade TTRPG there, but you can pre-order it at this link right now. And you can also order a copy of the audiobook of Greyshade by Tren Sparks. And Tren, of course, did an amazing job on that audiobook. Super, super cool. Really excited about that too. Last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we will do so in the future as well. Despite the excitement of things like book releases and stuff like that, it's also important to know that there are still issues going along with the situation in Ukraine and these other situations, BLM, Help Now, and all of these are important issues. By the way, while we're on the subject of Ukraine, congratulations again to Athos Arts for landing a grant from the Ukrainian government for the Ukrainian Book Institute is the name of the place, I believe, for an anthology of Ukrainian fiction. So Athos Arts is definitely going places, people, and you want to be on board, and you want to be on board starting today with my book Renegade. So I hope you will consider picking that up. Okay, now with that said, one quick note on schedule. Today, over on GOG.com's Twitch channel at 4:15 p.m. Eastern, it is the return of D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. I'm super excited about that because it's been a little while for that. And then we will be dark until Friday, but Friday night we will be here with Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Very excited about that. And then last but certainly not least, on Saturday, we will have, as previously mentioned, the live event, the live book event, reading and signing and QA from BlackRock Books on 3030 Fairfield Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So you folks should all stop by. Right now, you need to RSVP, by the way, if you want to go to the in-person version of that, and they are currently picking up RSVPs as we speak, thanks to the News 12 piece that was done and a bunch of other things. So if you're just going to be watching it, of course, online, you do not need to RSVP, but I hope you will consider getting the book so you can have it and read along as I read sections from the book at that signing. So that is going to be very cool. I'm very excited about all of that. So with all that said, Big Bad was actually the ProTag's lab partner in high school photography class. That's a good idea, a ProTag photog, so to speak. We do need new tropes, desperately, actually, which is a good thing. All right, now I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm going to turn on that, and I'm going to say, hi, everyone, welcome all to release day for this book, hey, for Renegade. You will notice, by the way, that I am wearing my Kukuri pin. This is the Kukuri pin that was designed by Emily Bell, and which I am wearing proudly here today as a sign of the power of the Kukuri of Gray Shade's blade. And if you're like, what blade? I would point you to this part of the cover. You will notice that is a blade that is being held right opposite this mysterious panther. Is there a panther companion? Why, yes, there is. You can tell because oops, this is the advanced review copy. Well, you can tell because Julie Trineda on the not advanced review copy blurb tells you that, in fact, there is a panther companion. So I'm very excited for that. And yes, you totally should actually, Hillness, if you wouldn't mind doing that. I'm going to be wearing one of these pins basically the whole weekend at Gen Con. And I hadn't thought about that, but it would be really cool if people who have these pins could wear them or have them in some ways. That would be awesome. You got your email for your Kobo ebook pre-order last night at 1 a.m. Yeah. Nice. No, I'm very seriously, everybody who pre-ordered this, it makes such a big difference. And I really am proud of this book. I have worked very hard on my writing over the years, and really my writing career as a creative writer, not counting, I mean, I did win an award for a playwriting contest and so on, but that was way back in college/high school. So I don't know that really counts. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you, Triffid, so much. Thank you. Yes, and I forgot, you can get those pins at Athos, so you can get that right now, and you totally should. Thank you so much, Aaron, and thank you, Triffid. I appreciate it, for both the resubs and for the thanks. Thank you. But what was I saying about this? So I basically got my creative writing start at the symposium back in basically 2007, which is when I pitched this. It ended up being pitched the book The Third Sign. John Helfers ended up buying The Third Sign for 5 Star Press, which was an imprint of Gail Sencage, a large publisher, and that ended up then coming out in 2009. So I have been now professionally published, and that doesn't count my academic book, which came out from Clemson in 2007. So if you include academic books, I've been published for 16. If you include academic stuff, including essays, I've been published since for 20 years. But if you include just creative stuff on a professional level in terms of prose and the like, then 14 years, basically, because my first book, The Third Sign, came out in 2009, and that came out in June 2009, by the way. And then Icarus, of course, came out in various iterations of the way we've described, and then came out from Athos back in 2017, he said, I believe. I may be wrong about that. That's not right. I need to go look at it now. I'm so confused because I've been looking at Renegade so much that I'm like, what was the... what the heck was the actual publication date of Icarus? It was, let's see. Hold on, I'll find out. Actual publication date of Icarus was 2019. That's right, 2019. So 2019 was Icarus. And then the official release date of Greyshade was last year, the official release date of the Athos Arts version in 2022, and now in 2023, Renegade, and next year we'll conclude the Grey Assassin trilogy with the book Heretic, which will wrap up the series, which I am working on as we speak. So very excited about that. So yes, please let me know during the course of the day today if you have bought this book. Please let me know if you got it. Please let me know if you've had a chance to read any of it. And as I mentioned before, if you've read it, please spread the word, let people know about it. And also, please leave a review on Amazon or Goodreads. I hate to do this thing of, can you please review it? But it's part of the business at the moment. The algorithms really matter. You don't need to make some super deluxe review. It doesn't need to be something that's way, super well conceived and all that. It just needs to be something explaining very briefly why you're so pumped up about the book. Here's why I'm excited about it. Here's why you, the friend that I'm talking to, should totally get it, stuff like that. Like I said before, if Bigolus Dickolus can say, just read that, this is how you lose the time war. Do it now. Don't ask questions. Just read it. It's that good. And then all of a sudden it becomes a New York Times bestseller. Admittedly, it was already a great book before, but if that's the kind of energy we're looking at, then that's the kind of thing we need to see. So on social media, on Facebook, on Mastodon, on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on any of those social media sources, on Hive, Mastodon, Post, as I mentioned, any of those places, if you can spread the word, and most important, if you can, once you've gotten the book and spread the word, leave a review, a positive review at one of those sites, especially Amazon. It really helps the algorithm and makes a big difference for us going forward. So thank you. I'd really appreciate it. You don't have permission because you haven't ordered anything in the last 12 months? Really? Huh, that's how it works now? I didn't know that. That's ridiculous. Why wouldn't it? Wow, really? That is silly talk. Well, I mean, I guess if you have a Goodreads account, he said, or if you can tweet it out or something. Sorry, Effect Life. I appreciate you trying to do that. I didn't know that. I did not know that it wouldn't allow you to do that. Or Storygraph, that's another place too. Yes, any place that you can leave a review, if you're so inclined, it would really help us out a lot. So thank you so much for doing that. And I'll be talking quite a bit about Renegade today throughout the course of the day. So I'll be talking a lot about it as we go through. But please spread the word, leave a review, let everyone know. And thank you so much. And thank you again to the proofreaders. I mentioned this because Triffid was one of them. To the beta readers as well. And please, thank you to everyone who made this such a big part. And again, one more time, thank you to Athos Arts, Chris, for all of the work done with layout, with formatting, with getting this book physically out. And then, of course, so many thanks to Emily Bell for the incredible work of editing this book. I poured my heart into it. She really poured her heart into it in the editing, and it really came out and shows, I think, in what is a book that I'm very proud of. So thank you for considering that as well. Okay. Now, with all that said, we have got a game on the docket, folks, so I'm going to start playing it, but I'm going to be showing this off quite a bit, so it's not going to go away. You sent me some screenshots? Let me see. First of all, that bag is slick. That's a really good-looking bag there, Hilness. Did you get that last year? That's a nice bag. I might be looking for a new bag to replace my laptop bag eventually, so. And it looks like it's canvas, and it looks pretty good. Okay. Wow, you must have spent $50 on Amazon using a credit past 12 months to create reviews. I mean, I guess one of the reasons they're doing that is to avoid some of the review bombing stuff, where you get these negative reviews because people just, some people just like to watch the world burn. But that's ridiculous though. I mean, because what that does is it means that first-time buyers, people who are like, oh, wow, this is amazing, don't have an obvious place to go. But those other places that are linked there, if Ballsteg is able to throw that up, maybe a couple of links. Actually, Hilness, if you have a link, if you can throw that up to Storygraph, that would be great. Something, and I was going to say this to either Triffid or Shadowed if he's still here. If there's a way that we could make if there's a way we could adjust the Renegade command to do this so that A, first it says this, that's where you buy it, and then B, here's where you can leave a review. And if we could put the Amazon page link and maybe the Storygraph page link You know what I mean? Just a couple of those things. That would be super helpful if you wouldn't mind doing that. He said, hopefully, because that would be one thing that would make that possible. And yeah, I mean, I think that's why they're doing it. But again, this is the problem with having one company that has this much control over anything, right? Because it has so much control, it means that everything sort of gets filtered through Amazon, which is frustrating. So, and again, BlackRock Books as well. Don't forget, you can order this, by the way, through Athos, and I recommend you go directly. If you want to support a local bookstore, and then also eventually support Athos in a way, you can also order it directly from BlackRock Books too, because I believe BlackRock Books could also ship it. But maybe the easiest thing to do is to just go direct to Athos, because then we know it's going to the right place. But the point is, Athos 1, BlackRock Books 2, and then 3 would be Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any of those other places. And for folks that, you know, are have a particular ecosystem because they want it on Kindle, I get it. Like, the most important thing to me is that the books are getting sold and getting seen and word is getting spread. But if there's a sort of, hey, how else can I help? Focusing it in on Athos, which is the, you know, they're the people who have made it possible for this book to be out in the world. They're an amazing publisher anyway. And then secondly, supporting local bookstores is all really good too. So local bookstores really make a difference. And we do have a Renegade command, but that command is something which I'd like to add to basically Hillness. I forgot I could also ask Hillness to do this. I basically just wanted to edit it so that we could add on the this link, and then also could add on the StoryGraph and or Amazon pages to it. So I basically just wanted to edit it. I don't want to remove it, but just edit it. And yeah, we could even add Julie Trinada's blurb to that too, I guess. But anyway, I will allow the amazing mods to do their work as they see fit, because I trust whatever they choose to do. So that'll be great. All right, now it's game time, folks. And the game we're playing today is a game called Late Shift. Now, this is a full motion video crime thriller. I do need to remind everyone, because I was reminded this in great detail by Twitch, that this is a mature game. All right? So this game, which again is a mature game, may have information that may have some content which is upsetting. So it's very important that if you are not necessarily wanting to see a mature game, that you not actually watch this particular thing. I've been told by Dragonspear it's not horrifically gory and it's not jump scary or anything else. And if Dragonspear's wrong about that, then he will hear from me down the line about it. But I'm assuming that it is not those things, because he promised me that there weren't. And it's just a full motion video crime thriller, which sounds like it should be a lot of fun. And it's been a long time since I played a full motion video game. So it'll be interesting to give this a shot. And yes, I was very excited about Julie Trinada's blurb. Julie first read it when it was going to be part of Ed Greenwood's Stormtalon's world. And then, of course, I completely reworked it and everything for the publication here with Athos. But she first read it and loved it. And I then reached back out to her and was like, would you mind? So she made sure, and she looked at a couple of things. She's like, nope, I'm very happy to give the blurb about this. So Julie has been super supportive of it, for which I'm very grateful. We have reviews that are going to be coming as well from Brad Bollier and Claire Cooney and a few other folks too. I'm hoping there will be a couple of reviews as well coming down the pike. We expect to have some good reviews. I mean, from like official book review sites and bloggers as well. But that's another thing. If you have a place that you're like, oh, Arv, you should totally send this to this book reviewer or this book blogger because they're really great about it, or Book Talk does this particular thing with this reviewer and they'll love it, please send it yourself if you can, if that's how it works. Or if there's a particular way that you want us to get in touch, please let me know, or Ballsteg or Emily know. Please let us know so we can reach out to them and try to get as much coverage as we possibly can. So, all right, time for Late Shift. So I am literally starting up the game for the first time now. It'll probably be a bit loud, and then I will adjust the volume after that time. So yeah. Wales Interactive. Okay. Got subtitles on. Okay, how's the music, folks? How's the music? There it is. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Late shift. Achievement progress. Choices matter. I got an achievement just for starting the game.
Some people say we're all connected, all part of some bigger picture, some harmonious flow, endless and meaningful. Maybe that's how it looks from a distance. But up close, with eyes open, I see no evidence of any spiritual choreographer at work. No, I see nothing but the random fractals of a selfish, queenless hive. Never looking, never stopping, never meeting. Don't get me wrong, yeah? I'm not judging anyone. I mean, I want to get home as fast as the next person. But is it my unwavering selflessness that allows others to go before me? Or the selfish knowledge that the last one will be the first off? Oh, come on. Who would fool themselves to believe anything but the latter? Idle minds, too lazy to think beyond the following of the herd.
The herd?
Like it or not, life's a sinister competition, an endless series of choices, large or small, each with its own set of probabilities. Or wind. Now that is an 80% chance this is my train. It's worth a dash.
Excuse me, this train...
Random variables. Never underestimate the human factor.
Bond Street.
Bond Street. It's on the other platform.
Thank you.
Still made it. Cause and effect. Achievement unlocked. Late shift. Oh, because it's too long?
Right. There's 2 cars out. The rest are logged. Should be a nice, quiet night. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do.
Narrator, it's not going to be a quiet night. Can I skip? Okay, good. I want to, because I realized I want to put something on here. I want to turn up the volume a little bit because it's a little quiet for me. Also, I realized I need to add something. Something seems to be missing. Oh, there it is. I think that's perfect. Okay. Right. Yeah, if we're able to do it in one message, that's better if we can, but... All right, let me turn up the volume a little bit. Let me turn this up slightly. Okay.
And here they are. The most meaningful relationship I've ever had in my life. With a bunch of metal bimbos. Look at you, my beauty. You could keep me in college for over a decade.
For the way he saturates it with his ego. Ah, here he is. Did you put all wrongdoers to flight?
You can leave the keys to me, sir. I'll park the car for you.
I'm not the driver, son.
Do beg your pardon, madam.
No problem.
No tip.
Him or her. Fuck.
Thank you.
You know, sometimes choices are so small you don't even see them. You are your decisions, that's what shapes you.
No
And
tip.
that last one shaped me into a little bit of a chauvinist, just like that pig in a suit.
Forget something.
Not exactly.
I'm sorry about before. You know, just assuming like that.
Oh, ignore him. He was being an arsehole.
I think your boyfriend's an arsehole.
Don't you? But, he does have a nice car. What are you reading?
Just a little bit of light study.
Looks pretty heavy to me.
Can I help you with something?
I need a favor. I need the keys to the Maserati.
Does Dr. Brent know?
Of course he does.
Okay. Okay, then you want my signing for it then?
Okay, he doesn't know. It's a secret, but I really need those keys. It's just for tonight. I'll be back before 2. Before 1?
I want to know why you need the car.
We don't need to worry about that.
Fine. I won't.
Okay, I made a bet. A stupid bet that I could turn up at this party in a Maserati.
That was rash. How much is the bet for?
$1,000.
$1,000?
100 of it is yours, if you let me have those keys.
100. Okay.
Fuck.
That's my tip. That's my tip, chat. That's my tip. It's nothing to do with this person being vaguely attractive. Oh, camera 4. What's up, Geister?
Look, no more fast cars tonight, alright?
Guy was right behind the car. Doesn't sound like he likes the job much.
Turn around. Slowly.
Well, crap.
Now get over it. Drop it. Smart. Now get in the car. Oi, dickhead. Does it look like I can drive? You get behind the wheel.
Oh. Great.
You want me to drive you out of here?
That's exactly what you're gonna do.
Mating and abetting, bro. Get the 900, leave her 100. That's fair enough. Fortunately, this gets me out of the problem of the moral quandary, right? I don't have to worry about the job. I don't have to worry about my life. I get to drive a Maserati, though, so that's pretty good. I still have to turn this up a little bit, sorry. This is a little bit on the quiet side, this game. It is a nice car.
can go now, right?
You stay right where you are.
Look, I'm a fucking student. Okay, I've got no money. My family's got no money. I'm worth nothing to you.
You done now? Get in the house.
We checked your gear. Just want to make sure I lock the part.
And I want to make sure we are check your gear, Simon.
Who the fuck is that?
It's the night guard.
What happened to your arm?
He fell 15 feet onto a concrete floor.
This is your idea of a slick operation. Dripping DNA all over the place, kidnapping the first innocent bystander.
I got the card, didn't I? It's outside.
Jesus Christ. And who the hell's gonna drive? Because you're clearly not.
I'll be all right.
Fucking idiot. It has to be 4 people. There is no way you can manage the auction assistant and everyone downstairs on your own.
I'm well aware of how many people it has to be.
You have to call it off.
Do you want to tell Mr. Wu that we missed the one chance to get our hands on his fucking rice ball? Because I don't. We have one window of opportunity and we're going to use it.
Fine. How?
Leave him to bleed. Need to make some calls and try and find a replacement in the next... Shit, in the next 30 minutes. Call Danny if he doesn't pick up. Try and get hold of that, Irish Pete.
What about him?
Oh, great.
Let's put a bullet in him. I don't care.
I'm not a murderer. I don't intend to start now. Pass me diphenoxin and a couple of cable ties.
Diphenoxin? What the fuck is that?
Gets rid of headaches like you. Hold still, making things worse.
A couple of weird dreams, this'll all be over.
Jeff, no one's picking up.
For Christ's sake! This guy's gonna have to do.
Are you serious?
Are you gonna go to the basement?
We've got no idea who he is.
After tonight, I'm not gonna see him again. What difference does it make?
The difference is this guy looks like trouble.
Well, Mr. Wu is trouble, and we've made a deal with him we can't go back on.
What do you say?
I don't care who does what, as long as I get my cut.
You better not fuck this up.
Okay, let's get set. What do I get in return? Don't push your luck.
I'm taking his risk, so I want his share. Fuck off!
Shut up, idiot.
I'll be worth the money.
Okay, I'll tell you what, you two split 50-50, that's the deal.
Done.
You can't do this! It's done.
This is like...
You're joking.
I feel like I feel like they just get rid of me if I don't do this. So part of it's that. I want to point out, chat, this all happened because the guy didn't give me a tip. All right? She left. She was gone. If I had gotten a tip, this would never have
Do I go
happened.
along with this and then try and turn him in?
Yes.
Do I keep my mouth shut and take the money? Mystery ladies and difficult choices. So much for the quiet night. I think you need to tell me what
They
you're
arrived this
doing.
morning. Awesome. Okay, that's great.
Already.
Just like to be prepared, that's
That's
all.
great.
A very
Thank you,
powerful
Ballstick.
Chinese clan called the Choi's are here tonight to
Sorry, I'm going to come back to this, but I want to make sure I don't miss that. Also, I don't know if you saw that UPS has made a deal with the Teamsters. So a strike was averted. But I'm glad the books got here anyway, just in case. That's true, Triffid. I agree. Okay, sounds good. Happy birthday to your father, Echo. Always a pleasure. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, where are we?
acquire a porcelain ball that has been in the possession of the family for over 1,000 years.
Reacquire? What went wrong?
A careless business transaction?
So we're here to help them get it back.
We're here to stop them getting it back.
I presume you're not buying it.
What do you think?
Great. You know, I gave up stealing a long time ago.
To do what?
To study?
Then tonight's your lucky night.
How do you work that out?
Because the only thing studying will get you is unemployment.
Failed education is still no excuse for stealing, you know.
We're stealing from people who are prepared to spend millions on a piece of pottery when there are far more worthy causes in the world.
What, and your worthy cause are you?
Tonight I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could see it that way. You know, maybe you got a point about relieving some of these people of a sliver of their money.
So this guy was a thief before, which is convenient.
Thank you.
$9.10 to my left. Thank you, sir. $9.10. $9.20. $9.20. Thank you.
I see you.
$9.30. Again to my left.
Seriously.
$9.40.
Well, you would be too, right, Geister? I feel like I would be.
$9.40. Thank you, sir. Looking for $9.50. $9.50 to my left. Do I hear $9.60? Fair warning. I'm selling. $9.50 once. $9.50 twice. So, for £950,000, this marvellous 12th century cabinet with its hidden compartment, which is
950 grand
for its time.
Just try to keep your powder dry, eh?
I'm sorry. If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't spend it on a fucking sideboard. Sorry.
Why don't you try not talking at all?
So we come to what I feel must be the highlight of our sale this evening, lot 247.
I'm not an international powder thief.
First, I'd like to pass you over to our expert, Miss Katie Tran. Katie.
Can you imagine holding something that's worth this kind of money? Being like,
what we have here is an absolutely exquisite example of late Ming Dynasty porcelain.
Downstairs now, mate. Is the bowl there?
One of only
A
three
simply beautiful piece it is.
remaining examples
Okay, great.
of
I'm
the
moving
red
now.
phoenix pattern known to be in existence. Sebastian, if you would please.
Thank you very much indeed, Katie. It is a truly exceptional piece, the sale of which cannot be passed without remarking that its owner, Mr. Samuel Parr, who is far too modest to mention it himself, has agreed to donate 50% of the sale proceeds to the Chinese Art Restoration Fund.
dun dun dun. See, moral qualm.
You can't afford it.
What did we say about not talking?
And so, we shall begin the selling. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Sebastian. And I would like to start the bidding, please, at £2 million.
Jesus.
2 million. Thank you, madam. 2 million I have to my left. 3 I'm looking for. Do I hear 3? 3 at the back. Thank you, sir. Do I hear 4? 4. 4.
£4 million.
4 I'm bidding.
What are you doing?
Do I hear 5?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
5 I'm
get
looking
20%
for.
of the
Thank
sale
you,
price,
Richard.
don't
On
we?
the phone. 5 I have. Do I hear 6? 6 I'm looking for. 6 to my right. Thank you, sir.
How powerful did you say these toys are?
Do I now hear 7? 7 I have to the lady. Thank you,
Stop
madam.
bidding.
7. Do I hear 8? 8 I'm looking for. 8 with you, sir. It's your bid. Looking for 9.
Matt, stop her.
Do I hear 9? 9 in the room? 9 I'm looking for. 9 to the lady. Thank you, madam.
Christ
I'm looking for
almighty.
9-5, ladies and gentlemen. 9-5. 9-5. 9-5 to my right. So do I hear 10?
Matt, stop this.
Don't talk to him, talk to me.
We're looking to break 10. Thank you, madam.
Are you out of your
10
fucking
we have.
mind?
We are at 8 figures in the room, ladies and gentlemen. 10 is your bid, madam. It's against you now, sir. So do I hear 10-5?
You are so getting lumbered with this.
10-5. 10-5 I have.
All right, let it go.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Now do I hear
10-5.
11. 11
Jeez,
I have
stop,
the
stop
lady.
with the-
Again, thank you, madam.
Do you have a
11
What
is
the
your
hell?
Gut feeling.
11. So
Because you know price
we have
increases
11.5.
on a logarithmic curve, derivative
11.5.
approaching zero. So the chances of getting away with another
your
bid are
bid
less than
at 11, madam.
well, less than
11.5.
18.5%.
Trust me.
11.5. 11.5 I have. Thank you very much, sir. 11.5. It's your
way
bid.
you'll
It's
get away
against
with
you now,
another
madam.
bid.
It's against you, sir. 11.5. 11.5 with you, sir. Fair warning. I'm selling. 11.5 once.
No, that's enough.
11.5 twice. Sold to the gentleman on my right for £11.5 million. Thank you very much, sir. Congratulations.
18.5%.
I guess we'll never know, will we? Come on, let's get out of here.
I mean, like, you got 20% of the 11.5. Like, come on, man.
The wall doesn't turn on mathematics, you know.
Yeah, well, mine does.
Well, maybe that's your problem.
Right now, you're my bloody problem, darling.
A problem that just increased your cut by about 25%? Now that's mathematics.
All right, where to?
The basement. Jeffrey's going to call the lift from downstairs.
Okay, and then?
Then you're going to take out the security guard.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna do what?
Just follow Jeffrey's instructions, darling. Just like you did when you stopped my bidding.
So what do I do? Do I play along and try and get out of this later? Or do I try and stop this little crime wave dead in its tracks? Okay, what are my options? I can warn the security guard instead of attacking him. Or I can take this lift up to a higher floor and maybe warn one of the employees. Or go up to the roof and maybe try and escape from there.
Nah, warn the security guard. Other stuff takes too long.
All of the probabilities, how did I end up here?
You did well, stopping mailing like that. Don't know what got into her. Follow me.
She seems to like the rush.
You don't say.
Okay, the assistant's packing up. You've got to move right now.
Wait here. When Simon gives the word, move out to the middle of the corridor and wait for the guard to come to you. Just say you got lost looking for the box. Simon, freeze the guard's image.
He's not going to believe that.
I'll handle that. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Go.
Alert the guard or let this play out. I might not get another chance.
I'm gonna let it play out.
Okay, Matt, go.
See you, Shadowed. But if you stop by, it's fine. No.
Stop right there, sir. This is a restricted area. What do you think you're doing down here?
I got lost coming out the lift.
No, this floor's staff only.
Oh, I was looking for the toilet.
No, you wouldn't have come down here unless you meant to. Grab the trolley! Grab the trolley!
I'll kill the guy. Well, that's bad. It was all going so well. Jeez, dude, be careful with your 11.5 million, whatever.
Simon, we're at the door.
Okay, you have to enter both codes simultaneously.
Got it?
Okay, timing is key here. The left keypad is 309220.
Maybe because it's keyed to like go off or something.
Code and I'm good.
On the right keypad, enter this. 085209, okay?
Got it.
Now both hit enter at the same time.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Got it, we're in. Thanks, mate. Take him with you. Simon, I'll come to the front to get you.
This would have been fine if it weren't for the guy that they killed on the way. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, putting it in a handkerchief seems a little ridiculous.
I did not expect this to go that smoothly. to admit, I wouldn't have thought you'd live up to the task.
Thanks, I guess.
And as far as I can see, you're beginning to like playing this game.
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't, though.
The guy being killed is the problem. Dragon said that I have a feel. Well, that's the thing. I think they probably killed him. If they choked him unconscious, I'm fine. But I don't think that they did. I think they killed him. Still don't know why they needed the Maserati.
Well, we have it. Thank fuck for that. Just get out of it.
Nothing here, nothing there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in society.
Let me see it. I want to see the bolt.
Is it just 185? Is that why? But they're not in it anymore. Now they're in the van.
Too fucking right. You gotta take a left. Some Shoreditch High Street. Hong Kong City restaurant.
Sounds classy.
What are we gonna do about this comedian?
Give him to me. I'll pop it.
Whoa, hold on.
Not here. Just keep him quiet until we get rid of this bowl.
Jeffrey, you're not serious.
There should be some gaffer tape in the back somewhere.
Look out!
Yep, well, that's what happens. Top level thieves, except they can't remember to keep their eyes on the road. Also, hi, Gregory.
Oh, shit.
There goes the ball. What's up, Lyric?
Mei-Ling, can you hear me?
Baby, can you hear me?
Okay, there's petrol. Look, we gotta get out. Right? Fuck.
Gotta get away from the car. The bowl?
Come on, let's go.
What about the others?
Oh, they're dead. They're all dead. Come on.
They're all dead now. Boom! Bowl? 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 Not broken.
We need to get away from here.
They don't have an exploding van kind of budget. The Super Bowl. Clever.
We're gonna take this bowl to the police where it belongs.
What?
You heard me.
Are you out of your mind?
Look, I'm not a criminal, all right?
You think the police will believe?
If I bring the bowl back, yeah.
Then you're a fool.
We'll just save your life.
You can't go to the police.
And why is that?
You were seen in the auction house. You are a criminal.
No, I'm a security guard, and I'm bringing the bowl back.
You're an accessory, plain and simple.
So what's your plan?
We have to take this to Mr. Wu.
Oh, come on! How do we know he wasn't behind this accident?
We take it to Mr. Wu, that's the best option. Or we turn ourselves in, we're both accessories to a major crime. Which is it?
Alright, we're gonna go to Mr. Wu. This is all bad.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, they actually should take it to neither. I guess if he's carrying that bowl, though, there's going to come a point where, like, there's going to come a point where they're going to get caught by somebody. The worst decisions? What are you talking about? I'm actually... the decision I made that I would not make again was the whole stop the trolley. I wouldn't do that. I would probably just be like, I would not stop the trolley, because not killing that dude.
Welcome to Hong Kong City. Table for 2.
We're here to see someone?
Table for 4. Follow me, please.
It's going well.
Excuse me. We don't want to eat.
No problem. Bar this way. Follow me, please.
No, mate. We want to see the manager.
You want to see the manager?
I want to see the manager.
You're not even eating?
No.
Your health inspector?
No.
Look, is Mr. Wu here?
Mr. Wu?
Mr. Wu, yeah.
Never heard of Mr. Wu.
Well, how about the Queen, mate? You heard of her?
Memory clearing.
You listen to me. Tell Mr. Wu that Mei Ling and Jeffrey are here to see him. You tell him right now, or you can pay the consequences.
Okay. You, wait here. Have fortune cookie.
Fuck fortune cookies.
Hey, I like them.
These two.
I told him to wait.
What makes you believe you can just walk in here? Hola. Would you want me to go into your home just like that? Huh? Come through. What's your business?
He's just had it in his pocket. How delicate is this thing?
Why have you brought this here?
Because we had a deal.
I made no such deal. I have never seen you before.
Look, the man who made the deal is dead, okay? That's why we brought you your bowl.
My bowl. Atam. Chen Bei Zhou ya. Managing to steal that bowl. It's quite impressive. But choosing to steal it in the first place is nothing short of insanity.
We stole this for you.
I gave no such order. Not to you or anyone else.
Oh, the guy screwed us.
To steal that bowl is not only madness, it is also suicide. To the Choi family, possession of that bowl is a question of honor.
Damn it.
They have fought wars for it. Its price is beyond measure. And I know how much they paid for it tonight. And I do not intend to add my life to the bill. Now get out!
What should we do with it?
If the choice catch you with it, you are dead. If you destroy it, you are dead. If you bring it back here, you are dead.
Great. These are great options. This is wonderful.
Doesn't really answer my question now, does it?
Not my problem. Atam! Go on, Corday. Goodbye. We will not meet again.
Fucking great.
I mean, they're never going to believe him, though, right? Get sick Nintendo 64 for it. They're never going to believe him, though. Like, that's, yeah.
Did you know about the choice? How dangerous they are? You fucking did, didn't you? You knew everything Wu just told us, and yet you still bid against them and stole their damn bowl.
This doesn't really help us, does it?
It was the choice that ran us off the road.
We need a plan.
What do you suggest?
Hiding until we come up with one. I know a place.
Okay.
I don't know that I trust her either.
Okay, let's go.
Although she could have killed him earlier than this, so it's not clear to me why she would just like string him along just this long. Like, she would have had an easier time before getting everyone else in this involved. So. Oh man. Oh snap. Current events right there, Triffin. Hey, Mar.
One double room, please.
Also, Triffin, I hope the vacation was good. Welcome back.
Smith?
Should have mentioned that before.
Smith, really?
I panicked. Turn the telly on.
Did you believe Wu? They knew nothing about the job.
They looked convincing, didn't they?
Yeah, that's not what I asked you.
I think one of the others probably set this up.
Watch this conversation, mate.
I don't know. I thought we were delivering the ball for 20% job done. I should be back at home by now, soaking in the bath. Shit.
What?
There's no bath.
Somebody must want this thing. Why has no one tried to contact us? Is there any way we can get to Jeff's phone messages? Or what about that place in Chelsea? Maybe they've tried to contact us there.
Just shut up, could you?
What?
Why'd you do that?
Because I felt like it.
I mean, you know, listen. But I don't. That's great. Temps around 60. That's good. Still don't understand what's going on here fully, though.
How did we end up on here?
Don't ask me. You're the master of design.
One bad decision after another. This is the only good decision that's been made so far. Oh, okay, so they didn't kill him. They hospitalized him. Then I feel better about that.
Value of £10 million. The criminals left the location in 2 high-performance sports cars and subsequently disappeared. Though an explosion involving a third vehicle, which occurred 20 minutes later beneath this flyover near Shepherd's Bush, is also thought to be linked to the robbery.
How do they know that?
An explosion which completely destroyed the vehicle.
The choice will believe the bowl's history.
Your choice of words.
I am deeply, deeply devastated by this event. If the bowl was indeed destroyed, mankind transcends value.
Oh, yeah. I'm very compassionate of him.
This robbery may also be linked to the murder of Anthony Wu, a Chinese restaurateur
Whoa.
with known connections to the criminal underworld.
Oh, snap. Oh, we are in such trouble. We are in such trouble. This is so bad. So bad. This bowl is worth more than this entire hotel.
That's for fucking sure.
This doesn't make any sense.
May, We got him killed by taking it there.
Where next? We need to get out of the city.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Are you crazy? Having that is going to get us killed.
Not having it is what got Wu killed.
Yep.
Hello?
Mr. Smith,
Yeah?
I have some people in the reception. Shall I send them up?
Someone downstairs.
Should have gone to the police. This was a screw up.
They're coming. That's a ghost.
Well, that didn't work. Should have broken the window.
Where is it?
I don't know. Look, I don't know where it is.
We've all had a very long night. If you don't come to your senses, I can assure you that yours will become even longer.
Oh, this is the guy.
阿添喺隔離問嗰個女人，仲未人講。
你令我好失望。個碗係我哋㗎，同你講。
係。
This is bad. This is very bad. Right.
Where's the ball?
Look, I haven't got it. Okay, it was taken from me and now I don't know where it is.
Lies.
Look, I haven't got your fucking rice bowl.
Disrespect, we're punished. Now for the final time, where is the real ball?
The real bowl?
I don't understand.
Where is the ball you took from the auction, not the copy you had in your pocket?
Copy?
The original. The original bowl that you stole, where?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. We only had one bowl!
What the fuck is that?
You know where the ball is. You and your lady friend. Next door. Both of you know. One of you will tell.
What have you done to her?
So you admit to your partnership with her?
What have you done to her? Look, what the fuck is this? What have you done to her?
嗰隻碗喺邊？你唔好同我頭獻，講喺邊度？
Oh,
I don't understand what the fuck you're saying to me.
Ball equals pain. The longer you have ball, the longer you have pain. Very simple mathematics.
Fuck! Fucking hell. Look, I haven't got your fucking rice bowl, okay? Fuck!
I don't care if you have it or your girl.
Where is Dragonspear, who told me there is none of this stuff that happens in this?
First to tell truth is free. The other is punished.
The classic prisoner's dilemma. Game theory first term. Whatever I tell them lives or dies on what Mei Ling tells them, and vice versa. If our answers are inconsistent, one of us dies.
Choose.
What?
Choose punishment. Know your fate.
The short one.
A quick death, but painful. Dagger does not go in far, but when it's removed, the barbs tear the intestines, shred them. Death comes within an hour.
I was not told that it was going to get this brutal by Dragonspear. I'm a little bit disappointed in him.
Can I trust her to be reasonable? Or will she keep quiet? Because if she does that, she dies.
And hey, okay.
I'm genuinely telling you. Okay, I know nothing about swapping the original for a fake. Okay, I was forced to be part of the robbery. I had no choice. I knew nothing about the plan apart from what to do next. There is nothing I can tell you that's of any use. You're just wasting your time with me. That's the absolute truth.
講大話。 Where is the original? Do we repeat?
I don't know.
I don't know. Second round, like I thought, the girl kept quiet.
Where?
Fuck. She following a strategy. If I get this wrong, then Maylin gets one of those knives through the stomach. And so do I. God, I don't know. What can I tell you?
This can only continue. Where is the original?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, fuck.
Every finger, then every knuckle, continuing every joint. You will see daylight, but still, it will continue. Where is the original?
Christ, that girl's tough. Do I even believe that she's in there? Is she a part of this? Is she a part of the gang and they think that I'm the only one who knows where the original is? Am I just prolonging the inevitable? Fuck. Fuck. Do I trust her? Then I'll see you in the fucking morning, mate.
繼續。
佢靚妹爆晒出嚟啊！佢會拎隻碗嚟。
The lady says you lied to us. That you're the only one who knows where it is.
你一定要相信我，只有佢先至能夠攞到隻高
Oh, for fuck's sake! Can we please speak in fucking English?
I didn't say you're the only one who knows where it is. I said you're the only one who can get to it.
洪楚琪。It's decided. You bring us the ball. She'll stay as hostage.
Jeez. I actually think this
Fail, she dies.
this guy is doing a decent job, actually. Also, hi, Big Boss. Good to see you. Speaking of Renegade, which is out.
He's the one who fucked us. He fucked us all.
How do you know that?
Because I'm the one who forged the copy for him.
Oh, you jackass.
Fuck me.
Enough. Time to go.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I'm sorry.
Where's the original?
I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I agree, Geister.
Okay. Par.
Is Parr the guy that...
I have to make this fucker pay for what he's done to us.
Is Parr the guy that I took out of the whole business? At the beginning, the guy who fell in the garage? I don't remember which one Parr is.
Rich fucking bastard.
Oh. No, then it can't be him then. Hey, Eagle Dave, what's up?
What the fuck am I doing?
It's a good question.
Am I really doing this?
Oh, Parr was the original owner. You're right. Yes, Leoric, you're right. That jackass.
Moving. Fuck, I really have no time for this.
Hey,
Bus stop this way, mate.
How the fuck should I know, smoke boy?
Honestly, mate, I've got a bus to catch, all right?
You got a bus to catch, have you? Like a limousine, if you ask me, smoke boy. For the police. That's okay. We're just having a laugh, aren't we? Huh?
Yeah, sure, mate.
Phew. Achievement unlocked, even tempered. Woo! I did not want to fight that dude. Well, what am I going to fight him with? I have no knuckles left.
Blimey, that guy nearly choked me. Shit. The auction guy Jeffrey nearly strangled. He had access to the bowl after the expert on stage had it. Right before we stole it. Right. How do I find him?
Oh, so that guy deserved to be choked out then. That jerk. It's a bare knuckle fight. All right, Sebastian LePunk.
Hi, I'm really sorry to call this late, but is Sebastian at home?
Who's speaking, please?
It's Dan from work. I heard he was in an accident. Is he alright? Is he at home?
No, he's not well. He's been taken to the hospital. He has a serious concussion. It's horrible.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Where did they take him?
They took him to St. Thomas's, but they won't let me visit until the morning.
St. Thomas's. Thank you. I'm really sorry this happened.
Don't worry, it's not your fault.
Kind of is my fault, actually, bro. It's not your fault. You have no idea. It kind of is my fault, actually. It sort of is. I mean, could have stopped it, really. Except that now I don't know if I want it. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped it because the guy was in on this freaking arrangement. Unless he got pushed into it just the way I did, which is possible. The real enemy here is Parr. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Hi. You work here?
Oh, it's the same lady.
Thought you had some party to go to. Some bet for $1,000?
Why do you think I'm back here doing an extra shift?
Yeah, well, things would have gotten way worse for you.
Oh, don't start. What brings you here?
I'm here to see someone. Can you tell me what room Sebastian Leclerc's in, please? Is he here?
No, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Oh, come on. It's just a room number.
What? Like it was just a key?
Oh, come on.
Good night.
Look, this isn't about some entry ticket to some party, yeah? This is way bigger.
What's so important that you need to see him now?
Well...
You won't believe me if I told you.
I won't believe you if you don't.
Okay. It's because tonight I was kidnapped by a gang of thieves who forced me to be part of a failed robbery, which has resulted in me being pursued by a gang of homicidal triads who want something that I don't have. And Mr. Clark is the only bloody person who knows where it is.
I can't wait till visiting hours.
I will be dead by visiting hours. Please.
7th floor, room 703, and if you get caught, I've never seen or heard of you.
Thank you. Seriously. Thank you for not being a jerk. She's like, I wanted the choice. It's like the patriarch. Ha! Oh no! Oh man.
They won't let me use the internet.
Oh my god. That's how we got the ball at the auction house.
He won't let me use the internet.
What are you doing here?
You remember me, right?
You shouldn't be here, nurse.
True, Epic.
Now you listen to me, mate. I'm a peaceful man, okay? I do not want to hurt you. But if you try that shit again, I swear to God, the bits of you that are gonna get a whole lot worse. Do you understand me? Do we have a deal?
Yes.
Good. Tell me about your deal with Samuel Parr. I know you replaced the porcelain rice bowl with a forgery.
That's a lie.
I know what you did, Sebastian. Parr's cabinet. The one he bought right before the bowl was auctioned. The one with the secret compartment. That's right. The forgery was hidden inside before the auction, wasn't it? And then afterwards, you replaced it with the original.
Dang.
You're the only one who could have done it, Sebastian. The only one.
Dad, what do you want? What do you want from me?
Where's the original? Does Parr have it?
If I tell you, you have to promise to tell no one about me.
You're kidding, right?
If you don't promise, I tell you nothing.
I don't have time for this, mate. Just you and me now.
Now where's the fucking rice bowl? It's the last time I'm gonna ask you nicely.
Okay. Okay. I swapped it. I swapped it in the elevator. The original with the forgery, and I hate it.
The cabinet. Parr's cabinet I bought in auction. There was a secret compartment in it, right?
Yes.
Is that where it is? Is the bowl still inside?
I don't know. This is the truth. The security took everything to the safe storage after the robbery, and they brought me here to the hospital.
So you have to get back into the building.
Safe storage. So it's still inside Hainsworth's?
Yes.
Oh, painkillers, thank Christ.
I feel like his heart rate would be a lot faster at this point.
Will this get me into the vault?
Yes, if you can get to it, yes.
I was never here, all right?
Yes. And you never heard about the hidden compartment?
Get well soon.
Yeah. Canal.
I was really worried there was going to be a hospital torture scene, and I'm like, I'm out if they do that. I was like, I'm not going that game. I'm not going that direction. Yeah, I thought about that, but then I got to get out of the hotel, and you know, there's all kind of other problems at that point, guys. Too. A little, you think? I was very worried. I could have physically pressured him. I'm like, I don't want to do that. GTA 5. No, his actual clothes, Geister means. Like his actual security guard clothes. They got to be somewhere in the room. Although, if that guy was was not a suspect, if he was a victim of like an attempted homicide, wouldn't they have security on him instead of an abandoned hospital? You think that like this is still an open case, right? Like, why would they just leave him in a room by himself? Plus, also, I just got tortured in this game, and I'm not torturing anybody else ever.
Reception. Mr. Quinn is in room 13. Sorry, sir, I'll be with you in a moment.
No rush.
How can I help you?
I'm here to pick up an item.
What lot was it?
It was an item bought last night by Mr. Samuel Parr.
No. No, it's not on my list. Do you have your documentation?
I was told my copy will be waiting at this desk.
I can't do anything without the lot numbers. Would you like to speak to someone upstairs?
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Okay, if you take the elevator to the second floor, Mr. Quinn is in room 30.
Let's go!
I'm sure he'll be able to sort this out for you.
Great, thanks a lot.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, very much, Echo. Oh, man. Huge right there. Totally unrealistic. The elevator showed up immediately. Clearly a game. Immersion broken.
Fuck it, they've cancelled his card.
Doors closing.
Gotta go up. Need something to get down there. A further elevator. $201, $260.
The hell do you think you're doing?
Your colleague let me in.
Who?
Mr. Quinn?
Mr. Quinn?
Mr. Quinn, yeah.
Wait here.
Goodbye. Camera's in the elevator, plus it'll take too long to get there. What did you miss? A lot, Dragon. Mister, there's no problem with this except for torture.
Terrible idea. I should have gone straight to Parr's in the first place.
Primrose Hill.
No, in seriousness, actually, Dragon, I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm also enjoying this. You know what? Because this guy is a renegade. You know what I'm saying? A renegade? You know what I'm talking about, chat? When sometimes a guy has to do something and he's just a renegade? You ever done that where you just feel like you're sitting there and you're like, suddenly I can't handle it anymore, gotta be a renegade? What? There's a torture scene of me. Well, my character.
An appointment with Samuel Parr?
Mr. Parr
Yep.
does not receive guests before 10 o'clock.
I want to see him, and I want to see him right now.
Wait here. Mr. Parr? Mr. Parr, this man says that he has
Thank you.
an...
Well, I'll take my tea in the study today.
Sudden renegade syndrome.
You intrude at the crack of dawn, my friend. I assume it's urgent.
I want the original.
Original of what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Do enlighten me.
The rice bowl. The fucking rice bowl.
If you're referring to the rice bowl that was stolen from Hainsworth's last night, that piece is gone. Lost forever, I fear.
That's not true though, is it? No. Because what was stolen was a copy. The original is safe and in your possession.
Seriously.
And you are...
Matt. You can call me Matt.
Well, Mr. Matt. How did you come by this extraordinary theory?
I know that Mailing forged a copy for you, and you organised the robbery.
And you have proof to back up this outrageous slander?
I don't need proof, mate. We're not in court, are we? I know what I know, yeah? That you fucked up my life for a piece of fucking pottery.
Language, dear boy. Don't get confused.
And I know about your deal with Sebastian the Clerk. Yeah, smuggling the original out of the auction house, hidden inside the wooden chest you bought.
This is quite the little work of fiction, isn't it? What do you hope to gain by this?
going to discuss this sensibly or not?
I think perhaps we should discuss it with the police. What do you say to that? You any idea how much that cost?
I don't know, mate. As much as this one?
Wait. All right. Sensibly in my study.
Yeah, lead on.
This guy's got to have like security all over the place though. Like, where is this dude's security? This guy's got a golf club?
Where's the bowl?
I don't know. Since it was stolen, I've lost track.
That's a lie.
It's the truth.
What do you think the Troys have to say about all of this?
The Troys will never believe you. I am a respected member of the community, and you clearly are not.
You willing to take that risk? Tony Wu was a respected member of the community. They had no trouble killing him, did they? I will destroy everything in here.
Not now, will I? All right, all right. The bowl is here. I collected the chest last night.
Show it to me.
Please don't do the thing of... Gun.
This conversation is over.
Give me the fucking bowl!
I can't give it to you. I can't.
So you kill me for it?
You won't be the first to die for it. There'll be many of you before.
You have your fucking mind. I am serious.
Don't shoot, don't shoot. It isn't here. It's still at Hainsworth's.
You said you picked it up last night.
I couldn't get it. Not with the police there. It's still in the vault.
Then when's it being delivered?
When?
Why would I tell you?
Okay. Okay. Then we'll wait here. Together with the choice.
No, wait.
What?
Keep me out of this. I'll give you £1 million if you keep my involvement from the choice.
Get the hell out of here.
You can take £100,000 right now, right out of the safe. Rest later.
£1 million?
What? And you get scot-free, do you?
Scot-free.
No, get the hell out of here.
No, I don't think so, Mr. Parr. There are some things in life your money can't buy. And I'm one of them.
Who are you calling?
Sit down. Yeah, it's me.
Speak.
The bowl's been delivered to Samuel Parr's house.
When?
Sometime today, I don't know.
The girl dies in 1 hour.
No. You have to keep her alive. You have to believe me.
Okay. I said men.
No, listen, Hello?
Chinese fuckers. Saying just because they owned it once, it's theirs forever.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that tripping.
Who are you?
I park cars.
You don't look as if you park cars.
Guy's got a picture of himself.
I suppose not.
That was pretty quick.
Delivery for Mr. Parr?
That better be the real goddamn rice bowl. Pretty much. From China. And yes.
What are you going to do with me?
Not with the side.
Where's Mei Ling?
We don't know.
Will she live?
We don't know. Jesus. Can't believe I'm doing this. Can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah, but she also stayed quiet, and she could have just thrown me to the wolves back there, so something happened. I made my own mistakes in this one, right? Look at this guy. He's like I'm an extra.
Morning, gentlemen.
I'm hoping she did. Welcome back, Helmus.
We investigate a matter with Mr. Parr himself.
Where's Mei Ling?
She's here.
Are we free to go?
Room 731.
She's probably already dead.
What did he say?
Goodbye.
Yes. It is all FMV. And was I nice to the nurse? Yes, I was nice. Well, I didn't let her. I asked her to sign the thing, I think, for the car. And then the whole thievery thing happened and left. So I basically was nice, yes. I didn't threaten her or anything. I didn't lie to her. I told her the truth. Yep, already dead, right?
Mei Ling. Mei, open your eyes. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
And then they're going to accuse him of the crime.
Oh, please, stay here.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Well, so the only way I could have gone, the only thing I could have done is gone home, right? That's the only thing I could have done that would have been different. Yeah, that she helped me at the hospital. Yeah. So the only thing I could have done differently there is I could have gone home, I guess. It's an interesting story. That's well put together, though. I wish they let you replay it from different... You know, for an FMV thing, the acting was pretty good, actually. For an FMV thing. Now, we've come a long way since the days of Phantasmagoria and that sort of thing. Very cool. Very cool. This game is called Late Shift. And it's one of a number of games done by this company called Wales Interactive. So I like that a lot. There are good endings too. I wish you could go back though from one particular decision point. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah, there are, and those were games that I was not about because I don't like horror myself, Eagle Dave. In fact, I made Dragon promise me that there were no jump scares, and there weren't. The torture thing pushed it a little bit, but I would have been upset if I had to torture the guy in the hospital also, but... and yeah, the cuts between decision points were smooth. And it pretty tightly plotted also. I mean, very simple and straight ahead, but pretty tightly plotted. They do let you skip cutscenes the second time around. I wonder if I can do that, actually. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm talking about me being tortured. I didn't torture the guy. Right, that would have upset me. If I had to torture the guy, that would have upset me. The Harry Palmer movies? Oh, that's cool. No, listen, there's nothing against horror, Eagle. I just don't like them myself, but I'm not saying they're bad. I don't particularly care for them. But yes, there's a lot of these Wales Interactive ones. Also, the fact that the guy didn't die, just got strangled almost to death, made me feel better. Because at first I thought that I was like responsible for the guy's death, and I was like, I mean, the genre would be, yeah, basically interactive movie. Is basically what it is. And there are a number of like terrible versions of interactive FMV things. Technically, Hillness was talking about hybrid before. Technically, things like the Tesla effect, like the Tex Murphy stuff, that's FMV with also some like point and click stuff in there as well. I hate to say this, and I'm, you know, poor Matt Van Roon will be very upset with me because he did work on it. I find a lot of the Tesla effect stuff to be really goofy. And that was kind of the point. It's supposed to be like a joke over the top noir, whereas this was not goofy. And so I like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Michael Caine. Because I was thinking like director stuff, and I wasn't thinking about, yes. Yeah, well, pretty much also anything Michael Caine's in is pretty awesome. Also, you know, this isn't the sort of like ballpark of like Snatch, you know, and movies like that. Gabriel Knight 2. Oh my gosh, back in the day, Gabriel Knight 2. And they managed to make it credible. I mean, as Craiger was saying, they didn't have the budget for a van to blow up, but the fact that they managed to make it all sort of consistent was pretty impressive. Also, pretty good audio design for most of this too. And it's true that the cuts between decision points didn't have the, like, you know, where it's obvious that you've cut from one to the next. So we didn't have any of that there. This was good though. This was good. I would say, you know, for what it is, this is probably an 8 out of 10 for me. For what it is. It's an FMV crime thriller, and that's exactly what it was. And I felt like most of the time, there wasn't any situation where, like, I felt like, oh, God, like, you know, like, I didn't get any of the sort of BioWare effect sometimes where it's like, what it says is protest, but what you do is like, shut up, you jackass, and then elbow them in the face. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing along those lines. D&D Neverwinter. I have not played Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's true, Geister. Or Geister, rather. That's true. I have played some D&D Neverwinter, but I have not played Monster Hunter. Rob has played, Darkside Rob has played Monster Hunter, but not me. Yeah. Your decisions are you. Okay, endings unlocked 1 out of 7. Chapters found 12 out of 14. Decisions made 61. See, so I didn't get all the way. All right, so I can skip. No, I know. I just try to be. I'm just trying to be, you know, try to be sensitive to the way people's voices are, or the way people's names are actually spelled, or pronounced, rather. No, I'm not likely to, Dragon. It's too bad, but there's 2 reasons why not. The first is, I mean, I hate to say this because I know that everyone, I don't love Larian's games, honestly. I really kind of, Divinity Original Sin 1, I kind of bounced off of after about 5-6 hours. I played a good amount of DOS 2 on GOG, and then there was a certain point where I'm like, I'm just not interested in this. I didn't like the writing. I thought it was kind of mechanically boring. It was not interested in it. And then Baldur's Gate 3, which is basically Divinity Original Sin 3, I'm sorry, that's exactly what it is. They completely turned me off with this trailer of like this mind flayer taking over its victim. It was gross and disgusting and frankly traumatizing. And I just thought it was so tonally off. And then I've watched some videos and clips since then, and I'm like, this just seems like, well, more gross, disgusting, terrible. Like, I'm not I'm sorry that they based the whole thing on Mind Flayer stuff, honestly. Because the Mind Flayer thing is stuff that I don't use a lot in my own gameplay because I don't like, they're horror-driven characters that I don't like, frankly. So the fact that the whole thing revolves around Mind Flayers, I'm like... So again, I'm not in any way saying it's a bad game. I'm sure it'll be great. And a lot of people love Larian, but I don't love Larian, and I don't love that they based the whole thing around Mind Flayers. And I do think that the trailer was frankly inappropriate. So I put all that together, and no. Fortunately, and it's too bad because the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are in my top 10 games of all time. Like, I love those, and I would love to do more of them, but I just... Sorry. I also don't understand why you wouldn't pick Obsidian to do this, because it seems to me Obsidian is clearly the spiritual successor, not Larian. So I don't know why they went that route. But whatever. So, you know, I'm sure it'll be great, and, you know, people love it, but it's just not for me, I'm afraid. Fortunately, they have Starfield coming out, and that is for me. So, that's the thing. Okay. So, when you say skip cutscenes, Dragon, like, do you know how yeah, I am going to be doing that on GOG. But the Solasta stuff, in fairness, I love Solasta, but I would never argue the storytelling. It's not world-class storytelling. I mean, Baldur's Gate at its best has amazing RPG storytelling. Solasta, you know. Yeah. No, and don't get me wrong, I love Solasta. I really do, but... Oh, yeah. Amazing. No, I think mechanically... that Solasta captured 5e combat the best of any video game I've played. And frankly, have captured the best D&D combat among the best that I've played. I wouldn't say the absolute best, but among the best. So I think Solasta's great, and I like, I think the audio design's good, spellcasting's great, I love the UI design. The character models need work, by their own admission, but I liked it a lot. So I liked Solasta quite a bit, but I don't think it really kind of... It doesn't quite measure up. And Sword Coast Legends didn't measure up either, and I played that too. So I feel like Pathfinder Kingmaker is the closest, or I shouldn't say the closest. It's moving in that direction, but that too, you know, in the first one, they basically just bolted on this king-making thing, which I have no interest in. I don't want to make kingdoms. I want to do a role-playing game. And then the second one, Wrath of the Righteous, I haven't had a chance to play. Probably the closest one modern company doing stuff like this is Pillars of Eternity, is Obsidian doing Pillars of Eternity. And PoE has its own problems. I didn't love Pillars, but Tyranny was great. I love that, also Obsidian. I feel like Obsidian was the company to go with. So it ends up being Heroes of Might and Magic, really? Yeah, no, I saw that they made custom mods of that too. And of course, Heroes of Might and Magic is great, so... okay, question, Dragonspear. So when I do a new game, it said that you could skip through the cutscenes. Is that true? Because I'd really like to skip through it and just get to the last decision tree and go home instead of to the choice. Okay. Is it really, Lyric? You know, I didn't mind the writing of Kingmaker. I just didn't like a lot of the mechanical design. I don't adore Pathfinder compared to D&D, frankly. But beyond that, I also just didn't think that, I just don't like the king stuff. Like, every time the king making thing, I'm like, I don't care about it. And yes, I know there was a whole thing you could put in where, like, it wouldn't matter, but it does still kind of matter. Like, even, because it'll, like, fail the event, but it won't actually stop your game. It's janky. And I wish that there was just the game, you know, not the Kingmaker game. Does it really? Okay. All right, so I'm going to see how well I can do this. I'm just going to skip these scenes, though. I'm just warning everybody right now. If I can figure out how to skip the cutscenes. Yeah. Wrath is the same. But see, the thing is, Dragon, I liked the choices I made for the most part. How do I skip this?
All part of some bigger picture.
How do I skip this?
Some harmonious flow.
Skip.
Endless and meaningful.
Skip. Mer.
Maybe that's how it looks from a distance.
Maybe I can't skip this opening. Also, this is very stylish, I have to say.
I see no evidence of any spiritual choreographer at work.
Holding space is not doing anything.
I see nothing.
Holding left mouse button does not do anything. Holding right mouse button does not do anything. Holding middle mouse button doesn't do anything.
Never stopping, get me wrong, yeah? I'm not judging anyone. I mean, I want to get home as fast as the next person. But is it my unwavering selflessness that allows others to go before me? Or the selfish knowledge that the last one will be the first off? Oh, come on. Who would fool themselves to
How do I
believe
skip the
anything without
cutscene?
idle minds?
Oh, you know what?
Too lazy
Well, no,
to
this
think
is still a
beyond the following of
cutscene.
the herd. Like
I
a
guess
law,
because this is all part of the
life
intro
seems to
credits. At least I hope so.
An endless series of choices, large or small.
Yeah,
each
X
with
doesn't
its own
do it.
set of probabilities.
No, I mean there's no real control system. It's just, you know.
Or wind. Now that is an 80% chance this is my train. It's worth a dash.
Excuse me, this train.
Random variables. Never underestimate the human factor.
Bond Street.
Bond Street. It's on the other platform.
Thank you.
You got bogged down in the strategy stuff? Yeah. I mean, again, I like Heroes of Might and Magic quite a bit, actually. But it's like, when I'm playing that game, I'm playing a strategy game. When I'm playing a role-playing game, I'm playing a role-playing game. Like, I can't escape. None of the F keys. This would be a very different movie if this guy was the one involved.
Right.
Dragon, are you sure I can skip scenes? Because I'm not able to skip anything right now.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do.
I'm not skipping anything right now. It's not doing anything. I played in One Pillars of Eternity, and I played the White March, the expansion, the first one. I thought it was decent. I thought it was solid. I thought the story was okay. I thought the combat was weak, frankly. I thought Pillars was okay.
The most meaningful relationship I've ever had in my life.
I can't seem to skip this.
Bimbos.
And I really don't want to play the whole game again.
Beauty. You could keep me in college for over a decade.
All right, I'm going to look this up because I really do not want to play the entire game again. Yeah, I never played PoE 2. Dragon, it does not. There is no skip feature. Why are you saying there's a skip feature? It says specifically it doesn't have one. Oh, it looks like they have a fast forward on the port of Late Shift and not the PC of Late Shift. Wow. I just want to see what happens if I want to see what happens if he went home. No dev team. It says save the girl. Spose par. Yep. Okay. I'm just looking at one of the walkthroughs here. Okay, so if I had been able to continue, if I could have left a little later than I did, and if I had been that when I was in the computer room, I could have done that. Okay. So I could have done that. Then I go outside. And he finds out that it's in van number 7. He opens up the cabinet. He exposes Parr. Okay. Okay, the Choi's get him. And then he leaves with... Then he leaves with Mei Ling. Okay, so... Yeah, so pretty close. Except not going back to the Choi's. It was close to what I did. You 100%ed it. Yeah, well... Anyway, despite all that, still cool game. I liked it. It was neat. I thought it was cool. Decisions made. What? 2? Oh, because of this new one. The current one that I'm on. Interesting. Oh, Steam client update. All right, hang on a second. First of all. Yep, I have 2 things from the classic Steam cards that I have never done anything with ever. And Late Shift, I played a total of 94 minutes. Hour and a half. Okay, I'm interested actually in this. So let's see. Reject the offer. 51.3% of players have this achievement. Don't give in. 35.4% of players have this achievement. Fair share. 71% have this achievement. Even temper. Don't fight. 62.9% of this achievement. Star-crossed lovers. Only 49% have this achievement. That's interesting. Cause and effect. 92% of players help the guy. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so some of the other ones that this company does, they do the complex, which is, I have no interest in the complex. That is a bio weapon attack, like just not, no, thank you. But Wales Interactive has a bunch of stuff that it does. Yes, exactly. What am I going to be able to riff on? Exactly. I know exactly what I'm going to riff on, in fact. Wales Interactive. Multi-award video game and interactive movie publisher and direct. They've published over 30 video game titles. Okay. So they started in 2012 with like mobile games. And then they moved into all of these. Jack vs. Ninja, Stride Fires the Square Murder. Late Shift came here. Was screened at international film festivals. Don't Knock Twice, a first-person survival horror video game. No thanks. Shape-Shifting Detective. Interesting. An adventure game developed by Deveki Studios, published by Wales Interactive. Player investigates a murder mystery and interviews suspects who answer via full motion video. What was that game where you... Is it Her Story? Is that the name of it? Where there's a woman that like gets interrogated by the police and they have all these like video clips that you have to watch to try to figure out what happened. Is that called Her Story, or am I mixing that up? It is, right? Okay. Survival horror. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff, Eagle Dave. Plenty of interactive horror. 5 dates. I Saw Black Clouds, Nightbook, Bloodshore, Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus. Did a bunch of interactive books too. Unseen character from a first-person perspective who takes on the alias of Sam. Sam is a shapeshifter who can impersonate anyone after meeting them. Tasked with solving the murder of a local cellist, Sam interviews various suspects, including a trio of fortune tellers who predicted the murder. In each playthrough, the murderer is randomly selected from the pool of characters. That's interesting. When suspects become uncooperative, players can impersonate a friend or authority figure. Sam's voice is unvoiced, but impersonated characters are voice-acted. When interviewing suspects, dialogue choices are chosen from a list. Risky dialogue choices are marked, and players can remove them from the list if they don't want to risk following a dialogue tree. Otherwise, choices are permanent and cannot be backtracked. Gimmicky gameplay. Like Odo Detective. Yep. Her Story. Very positive reviews. Sunday Times named it the most important film of the year. Won a BAFTA Kimru Award, Best Mobile Tablet, and Most Creative and Original. I've completely butchered that Welsh award, by the way, that Welsh word. At Game Connection Development Awards, and Best Narrative at Big Festival Brazil, nominated for an IMG Award, Visual Design and Action and Adventure Game at the IGDA Awards 2017, Writing or Narrative Design, Gameplay and Innovation. Apart from the majority of positive reactions, there were also a few critical voices. Vice deemed it an intriguing failure. Eurogame noted the game's continuity errors. Oh, the guy who played, interesting, he voiced Harry Potter in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone video game. Interesting. Let's see. She became the new speaking voice of Noodle from the virtual band Gorillaz. Okay. Richard Durden. Silent Witness. Brexit, the Uncivil War. Agatha Raisin and the Quiche of Death. Well, who among us can forget Agatha Raisin and the Quiche of Death? He was in Pumpkinhead Blood Feud. Okay. I see. Oh, he was in The Rise of Skywalker as First Order Officer number 6. Okay. He was in Churchill. Interesting. All right. I cannot roll my R's at all. Kimri, I can't roll R's. I'm incapable of it. Another chance to bash on raisins. Is what they awarded to that Scottish play. Wait, what? No, it's a BAFTA. Isn't this Welsh? Cymru? Isn't that Welsh? Cymru? That's Welsh, right? Isn't the Welsh party in England called Plaid Cymru? I know BAFTA's British. Yeah, I know. But you may have heard this, but Wales is a part of England, is part of the UK still. But Cymru is Cymru Cymru, rather. So Plaid Cymru is the Welsh one. Cymru? So it's Cymru, Plaid Cymru? Yeah, exactly, Echo. Plaid Cymru? Did I get that right now? So a BAFTA Cymru Award. You know, in about an hour and 45 minutes, I'll be able to ask an actual Welsh person. No, I think that sounds much closer than whatever the hell I was doing. Cymru. And apparently this guy who played Mr. Wu passed away because it said it was dedicated to. He was found dead by his associates at his flat in London after failing to appear at a film shoot, June 13th, 2015. As a 2015 cause of his death had not been determined. Interesting. Cymru. Okay, interesting. Wow. Well, this was good. This was good. I like this. I like this. This was a good choice. So thank you, Dragon. I appreciated that a good deal. That was good stuff. Sure, you can restart Steam. That's fine. Okay. Throw that in there. Good. No, I don't want to do another play. I've played it. The decisions that I would make that are different ones are decisions that I make later in the game. And it's not that quick anyway. It took about 90 minutes, and if I took another 90 minutes, I would already be running into... And since you can't skip scenes, it means... Which you should be able to. But because you can't skip scenes, it means that I would not be able to get through it. So it just wouldn't work out. Steam Stealth Fest. All right, stealth title. Far Cry 4. I guess it can be. Watch Dogs 2, yeah. Little Nightmares 2. Okay. Thief Simulator. I bet that's tremendous. Yeah, the Assassin's Creed games, sure. Far Cry 5. Okay. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not a stealth title, okay? Not a stealth title. It is an action title. It is not a stealth title. Although the new Assassin's Creed Mirage looks promising. That will be interesting down the line. Still waiting for a new Tenchu. I've never heard of stealth. Okay, so what we're going to do then, chat, is I'm going to do exit here. I think I have a Windows update ready to go, right? Yes, lovely. That's fine. So what I will do is I'm going to shut down. But it's Assassin's Creed. I hate to say it, but Assassin's Creed to me basically reached its apex as of Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, I have, as I say, heard good things about Mirage, and so I have not given up on the prospect of... Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So I have not given up on the prospect of trying an Assassin's Creed game again. I really like the Assassin's Creed series. I liked AC1 a lot. I loved AC2. I loved AC2 Brotherhood, and I loved AC2 Revelations. AC3 was very wobbly, and then AC4 I only got about halfway through and I got bored with it. So I even played the Assassin's Creed portable game on the PSP, which was, I don't remember what it was called. So and then after that, I have no interest in Syndicate. I have played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Unity, but it's so buggy and again, just wasn't really grabbing me. But I have heard many good things about Mirage, so hopefully. Yeah. AC2 Revelations I still think is my favorite, partly because of the hook shot and partly, which is awesome, and partly because it takes place in Constantinople, and partly just because of a little bit of a nostalgia factor. I don't know. There's something about it that I really like. And it's about an assassin. And, you know, it's funny that assassins are on the mind here because, you know, if you like assassins a lot, if you think assassins are really cool, I don't know. I have some thoughts about what you might be able to do with that if you really liked. Oh, I beg your pardon, Istanbul. No. That's actually not true, Big Boss. In Assassin's Creed Revelations, it is Constantinople at the time. It's not Istanbul. Becomes Istanbul much later, as you know, but at the time it's Constantinople. So yeah. So anyway, if you like assassins, you know, just something to think about. I don't know if there's a book that maybe you might want to think about that might sort of fit the bill. You know, it's a book that's like currently available. It's something which just has a kind of I just think it has the right stuff, but I can't quite make the name work. I think there's some name that I think you might want to consider. And good times. I am talking, of course, about my novel, Renegade, which is out today, officially out. And I'm very glad that the book is out in the world. We are going to have an official book release event, an in-person book release event, which will be happening on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be live streaming it, but if you are in the Southern Connecticut area and if you can make it to Black Rock Books, if you RSVP to blackrockbooks.com, which is on 3030 Fairfield Avenue in Bridgeport, would love to see any of you, would be great. The Instant Kill Magic Orb. Yeah, happy Renegade release day, and thank you to Big Boss, who was a part of this for reasons that Big Boss knows. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for making this what it is. And because I love you all so much, I am going to be doing that reading then, but I'm also going to read you a little bit from it. We have about 20 minutes, and I'm going to read you a bit from the book. And I'm not going to read what I normally read, which is the opening of the book. I'm going to read from somewhere in the middle. Hopefully not. I mean, it's slightly spoilery, but it's slightly spoilery, but not really spoilery, honestly, because you don't have any context for the rest of it. So I'm hoping, but if you want to avoid all spoilers ever, then avoid this. But it really is very little spoilery, I think, and it will give you maybe a feel for the book. Now, as a reminder, this is the sequel to my novel Gray Shade, which came out last year from Athos Arts. It was an award-winning book, an IBPA Benjamin Franklin Silver Medal Award-winning book in science fiction and fantasy. We found that out about 7 weeks ago. And this is the sequel, which is out officially today. So if you go to the link at exclamation point Renegade, you can get that book right now from Athos Arts. You can also, if you go to exclamation point Gray Shade, you can buy the first novel, Gray Shade. You can buy this novel, the follow-up, Renegade, and you can pre-order the final book in the trilogy, Heretic, which will be out next year. You can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game from Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. So you can do that. And you can also get the audiobook from Trent Sparks as well. So very excited about this, and very excited about how these books are going to come together. Imagine having time to read. Well, listen, when am I getting my signed copy? Well, first you got to actually, if you backed the Kickstarter, excuse me, if you backed the Kickstarter, then your signed copy will be coming to you soon. I am signing a bunch of copies at BlackRock Books, and I'm also signing a bunch of copies at Gen Con, at the symposium, which is coming up next week, after which those signed copies will be mailed to people. So they are on their way out to you very shortly, and we are very grateful to the Kickstarter backers because that's what made it possible for us to be able to release this in the first place. So Athos is very happy about this, and I am as well. So I'm going to read a section here from... I think I might read this section actually also at BlackRock Books, but I'm going to read now the encounter with this guy, the Panther. Nope, not that guy. That's Gray Shade. That guy, the Panther. There is, in fact, a panther. And so I'm going to read you just a little bit. And if this grabs you and you're like, wow, that sounds really cool, then may I recommend you go over to Amazon, or actually first Athos, and secondly, local bookstore, and thirdly, Amazon. But once you've read the book, if you could leave a review on Amazon, that would be very much appreciated. Yeah, sounds good, Eagle Dave. And it was good to see you as well. And thank you. And I will catch you back here at some point soon. Check out Renegade if you can. But anyway, if you like it, please leave a positive review. This really does help on Amazon for this book. If you liked Gray Shade, please leave a review for that. It really helps the algorithms, and algorithms drive this business to a degree. So any support you folks can give by doing that would make a really big difference to us. So thank you. I'm going to switch up my glasses so I can read this properly. I can technically read it even with the ones that I had on, but this will make it more easy. Okay, so here we go. This is the meeting with the Panther in Renegade. I unclenched my hand from my hilt and sat back, breathing against the boulder's side. The best option I could see involved disrupting any attack before it began, and that meant doing it now, before the camp was roused. I was working in the dark, but I was used to that. Reconnaissance first, then probably from the top of that bluff. I shook my head, then turned. Fiercely yellow-green eyes, animal eyes, greet me. Only a few feet away, greeted me. Only a few feet away, regarding me calmly as it stood on four paws, was a sleek, lithe panther, its black fur blending into the deep shadow of the rock. For a long moment I did nothing, letting my hand drift back to my kukuri. I didn't know how prevalent panthers were in this part of Silarain. I had only seen one in person once, many years before during a festival celebrating the founding of Corel. But that one had been half-starved and small, still some years from adulthood, and it had been caged. This one was a full-sized adult, and it was very much free. And, as I took in the rippling muscles along its side as it stretched its front paws, very healthy. I had never killed a panther, and animals generally weren't in my line. But if I had intended to fight one, I would have taken more time to search for weaknesses, consider the best possible approach. Not taken it on in the wilderness, my back to a large rock, my escape routes, a steep bluff above, and an enemy camp below. Yet here I was. I had fought larger, more deadly beasts before, but not ones I couldn't outrun. Here I could either stand my ground and fight, or try to run and brace for the feeling of the creature dragging me down from behind as I tried to flee. All right, then, I said quietly, keeping my eyes fixed on the panther, which had neither moved nor shifted its gaze, which, despite my situation, I found fascinating. The yellow outer rims of its unblinking eyes set off the green irises within, surrounding the deep, almost fathomless blackness of its pupils. Animals are animals, I reminded myself. Don't assign them human motivations and instincts. Yet I felt an intelligence, somehow, a regard beyond simple hunger or fear or a play for dominance. The panther was watching me, waiting for a reaction. So, who moves first? I said, keeping my voice low, shifting my weight to the balls of my feet in preparation for a spring. You pounce and I defend? Or am I supposed to attack first? The panther tilted its head slightly, as if it was listening, but otherwise remained motionless. After a long moment, I shook my head, swallowing despite my dry throat. Whatever you're planning, I can't wait for it to happen. Jump now and get it over with if you're going to. But the panther still did nothing, continuing to gaze at me in motionless silence. I should have been annoyed by the delay, but something about the panther's calmness kept my reaction muted. For many years, I too had made a living out of steady, unbroken patience. Would I have answered a Mark's request for action any more than the panther was answering mine? We stayed that way for at least a minute, gazing at each other. Finally, I sighed. You win. I'll move first. If that gives you the advantage, so be it. I slid to my right slowly, then gradually stood, my hands still on the hilt of my kukuri. The panther remained stationary, tilting its head upward to keep its eyes firmly on mine. After another moment, I took another step to my right, then another, and then turned so I could keep the path rising toward the bluff behind me with the panther in front. I took several careful steps backward, feeling the rising ground beneath my feet, while the panther stayed where it was. But as I turned again and began to ascend, still watching the panther over my shoulder, I saw it pad forward a few steps. I stopped immediately, and as if it were tied to me like a string to a puppet, it stopped as well. I stepped forward again. It followed at the same distance, then stopped as I did. And we continued this dance for a minute or more as I tried to make my way up the hill. Finally, I halted and turned to face the panther. "This is an odd way to hunt," I said, "but I can't have you follow me everywhere, whether you intend to attack me or not." The panther, predictably, said nothing, and as I looked at its impassive face, I smiled in spite of myself. 6 months ago, had someone told me I would soon be in Sillerain, trying to win a bizarre dance with the panther so I could return to scouting enemy camps on behalf of a foreign city, I would have laughed and left them to their ale. Yet here I was, trying to do just that, to swim with the flow. I waited for a moment, and then, letting impulse drive me, turned and sprinted up the hill. My pursuer hadn't been dissuaded by caution, after all. Perhaps surprise and speed might cause it to hesitate. Yet even as I ran, I knew how foolish I was being. How often would a predatory animal be taken off guard by its prey suddenly bolting? And what if I ran straight into an Arginian guard at the top of the bluff? Still, I continued my run for a minute or more without looking back, tracing my way through low grass and rocks until I had almost reached the summit of the hill. Slowing to a jog, then a fast walk, I walked the last 100 steps or so to the top of the bluff and stopped to catch my breath, turning to look behind me. There, padding calmly to within about 20 feet of me before stopping, was the panther. I smiled again. I could hardly have expected anything different, but I still found myself admiring the persistence of the creature, its calm eyes still set on mine. "So, I have a shadow," I said, lowering myself to one knee. "Where did you spring from, then? And what exactly do you find so interesting about me?" The panther lowered its rear haunches into a sitting position, and looking away from me for the first time since I had seen it, began to lick its wide paw almost casually, carefully combing its tongue in a pattern along the sleek fur. By its build, it was probably a male, and obviously a particularly unflappable one. I watched it for a time as it groomed itself, then shook my head and turned back to the business at hand. If it wasn't interested in attacking me, it didn't seem particularly interested in leaving me behind either, at least at the moment. Over time, it would presumably lose interest. In the meantime, I had work to do. Okay, so I'll pause for just a moment and I'll say that is what this cover picture comes from. It's the moment where they're looking down at the camp and Chaos and Greyshade have just met. So now, so as to avoid spoilers and the like, I'm going to jump forward a little bit further. And I will say simply that Greyshade is found by a guard, one of the patrols, basically, a guard, and is at the edge of this cliff. And the guard is basically asking him, "Hey, what are you doing here?" That kind of business, right? So this is the end of this chapter and the end of this little section here. Yes, exactly, Geister. Okay. I tried to chuckle to throw her off, but the steadily rising blade and the angle of my chin made any acting difficult. "You're not making this much of a conversation, friend," I said, stepping back again. I could feel the empty space behind me, the slight breeze coming from below, swirling my cloak around my ankles, anticipating the imminent fall. "It's not a conversation," the soldier said grimly. "Do you always do interrogations on the top of cliffs?" I asked, trying to maintain my balance at the bluff's edge. "Shouldn't you be bringing me to your captain?" She chuckled. "I will when we're done here. But she's sleeping right now and might prefer you dead anyway. Last chance. Who sent you and what were you doing here?" She took another step forward, and I slid back, feeling my right heel extend over the cliff's edge. I had no room to maneuver. Leap backward, left or right to certain death, or forward onto a blade. Then I saw, out of the corner of my eye, a dark blur on the edge of the cliff to my right, closing fast. "You're out of chances," the Arginian said, drawing herself up and beginning to move her blade back for a strike. "So are you," I said, unsmiling. I only had time to see her eyes widen slightly before the black blur collided with her left side, knocking her from her feet and the blade from her hand. My Kokori was already out as she hit the ground, and in a second I was on her. Reversing the kukuri, I raked the hilt across her head, and her eyes rolled back as she fell back and lay motionless. With my whisper complete, I lifted my head to see the panther silently regarding me, its impassive demeanor seemingly undisturbed. Signs are found in the deepest shadows, Chaosthenes had once told me, and lessons from the most inscrutable texts. Deep shadows, inscrutable texts, and a mysterious panther as my teacher. No doubt the old man would have been amused and pleased. Chaosthenes, I said to the panther as a thought suddenly came to me. Chaos. You're trying to teach me something, and you're choosing to enter the chaos of my world. You better have a name that fits. Chaos said nothing, lowering himself onto his haunches and licking along his shoulder. And so it was settled. So that's how we begin the buddy comedy known as Greyshade and Chaos. So that is a little bit of a sneak peek into the little bit of the book. And again, Renegade is the sequel to Greyshade. And if you want to get that book, you're like, how do I start the story? I'm glad you asked. You can do so by getting Greyshade from Athos Arts. If you type in !Greyshade, you'll see how to do that. And if you type in !Renegade, you can get a copy of this book. I might have a future as an author. Well, thank you, Dragon. It's nice to have goals. It's nice to have goals. But I'm very excited about the whole bit. I'm very excited about this book. I'm excited about the last book, Heretic, which I'm working on right now. And also, I'll say this too. This is the first completed sequel that's published, the first published sequel to a book that I have. I have The Third Sign was the first book of the Chronicle of Clune, and that series was orphaned because the publisher stopped doing fantasy. And then the Icarus is just had the first book out so far. We have not yet done book 2 of the Longest Fall series. So right now just Icarus is out. Jelinek is part of the larger version of Icarus. So far we're still waiting on what book 2 and 3 will look like. And then we have this, which is the second book of the Grey Assassin trilogy. And this is officially out. So a lot of milestones. This is the first time I've had the second book of a series. And then by next year, we will have the final book of the series that will be there as well. The challenge is, everyone always talks about the middle book problem, Epic, and I think there is some of that for sure. I mean, definitely you have to be thinking about how do I, if not one up, how do I maintain the momentum that was established in the first book? But one of the things that was nice about this is that I always had a sense of these three kind of clear set pieces in the right term. These three definitive settings. So beginning in Corel, which is the city where Greyshade takes place. Then Renegade takes place basically overland. Almost all of it takes place outside of cities. In fact, I think literally all of it takes place outside of cities, traveling from the city of Corel to the city of Telesar. And the land in between, the country in between, known as Silarain, is basically what this is. So that landscape means that this gives us a lot of stuff that's sort of overland stuff. And a lot of it is about Greyshade and Chaos the Panther, who joins him as well. And then, of course, he meets other characters and other things happen naturally. But that's the main focal point of this. And then the third book takes place almost all completely in Telesar. So you've got Corel book 1, Overland book 2, and Telesar book 3. So knowing exactly where this stuff was and knowing basically where I wanted to go with the story was really helpful. There were still aspects of it, though, that I wasn't sure about, honestly, going into the sequel and thinking about book 3. There are still some things about book 3 as I'm writing it I'm not 100% sure about yet. I may change it around. I'm not sure. So we will see. That's going to come out in the writing. So one of the challenges was maintaining consistency with Greyshade and making sure that we kept him going along his path in an interesting way, developing his doubts, his uncertainties, his fears, also his triumphs, his victories, hopefully making him even more complex, and doing so to kind of build him up to what happens in book 3, which again, I'll tell you exactly what happens, but not now. You'll have to actually buy the book to actually know. So yeah. Oh, I mean, no, it's not offensive, Epic. But Assassin's Creed introduces a new setting because of it's Assassin's Creed tourism, right? They're like, I want to go to London. I want to go to revolutionary France. I want to go to Viking, Scandinavia. I want to go to Nova Scotia. I want to go. So there's a certain point where they're just switching settings because they want cool new settings. I'm doing this in the settings that I do because they fit the story that's being told, because they're part of the story that's being told. And it's one story taking place from Greyshade all the way through Renegade into Heretic, the final book. So there are mini arcs, mini arc, but there's a big overall arc that I'm following as well that's going to lead us to the end of what that is. So that's basically the idea. And yeah, I mean, there's some of that, but the soft reset, I don't know. I feel like you got to have the courage of your convictions. Either reset or don't. And that was something which happened with AC a little bit as well. So part of it was in that regard. Yeah, the Norse were totally known to be sneaky in combat. Yeah, I mean, I think Assassin's Creed lost its way a little bit, partly because it's just too fast. Like you can't really churn out a game a year. It's not really conceivable for you to do that and have them be any good. So I wish that they would just take a little bit of extra time, which they may or may not be doing with Assassin's Creed Mirage, and see how that kind of goes. Thank you very much, Fleos. Yes, Renegade is released today. And of course, Fleos was one big part of the Kickstarter, seeing that it would actually be finished. So I'm very appreciative of that, alongside the other people that I've mentioned that I'm very grateful to as well. So yes, and I will say again, for those of you who have read it, if you've read it and you liked it, really, really important, if you can, to leave a review on Amazon. And the reason is we're really trying to promote the algorithm. The algorithm wants to see positive, good reviews. And the more of those that it sees, the more likely that we're going to continue to jump up and be able to go higher on the list so that people will start seeing it when they look for books like whatever it is that they previously liked. So it would be a big help to us if folks could do that. And again, this doesn't need to be some super well-involved review. It can be as simple as just, I really like this book. It was awesome. I love it. I love the Assassin's Creed feel. It was a thinking man's Assassin's Creed because there's so much thought going on in terms of his uncertainties and doubts and fears and triumphs that I really want to go along with him in this story. You should totally read this book. Or even, like I've been telling all my friends, this book is badass. Go get this book right now. Simple as that would also work, because as we saw again from the Bigulus Dickulus experiment, when you just say, and literally all Bigulus Dickulus says is, go get this book right now, stop what you're doing and go get it. It's that good, I'm telling you. And then it went viral, and then all of a sudden it was New York Times bestseller, like top 6 or something like that. So that's the kind of viral marketing that you can't replicate in a studio or in a boardroom with a bunch of suits. That's the kind of thing which just happens when it feels authentic. So if you liked this, please consider leaving a review, because it definitely makes a difference, and that's very much appreciated as well. So yeah. All right. See you, Illness. Thank you. So, and I will say, let me see if there's anything exciting going on right now with all of this. Hang on a second. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so the ebook of Renegade. So the backer ebook of Renegade. Let me actually say something about that. Ballsteg, if you're here, you can respond to this too. But Fleos, let me say for the signed physical copies, they're only delayed in the sense that the books just arrived from the printer and everything, so I need to sign them. I'm going to be signing them at the Writers' Symposium, which is literally next week, and then they're going to be getting mailed the week after that. So they are going to be on their way to you very soon. As far as the ebook is concerned, there should have been, according to Shadowed Mage, he got the Kobo. Okay, so the Backer Kid ebooks. Okay, good. I was gonna say because he said he got the Kobo link already, so you should already have it, Fleos. Definitely, it's gonna be in there as well, so you should definitely get that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, and again, and I'm very appreciative to everyone who made this happen. By the way, you notice, in case you're like, I really love it and I want to support it even more, but I've already bought it and I've already left a review. Let me tell you how to do it. You see this that I got right here? See that pin? That right there. I used to have two, but I think I gave one. I mean, I have more over there, but this is my Kukuri pin. In fact, I'll take it off so as to. No, it's not a lavalier mic. No, it's a... Okay. So, here we go. That is the Kukuri pin. You can actually see the hilt of it. And so you can actually order this. It's enamel. Or enamel plastic, I guess is the term. You can actually order this from the publisher, and you can wear this on a messenger bag, on your shirt. You can show your love for this little knife. You wouldn't say the same thing if it was held at your throat in Gray Shade's world. No, I'm just kidding. It is kind of a little knife. So there's that. But yeah, very, very slick. Okay. Yes. And it is modeled after the Kukri, although it's not exactly the same. The design of the blade is a little bit different, and it's a little bit more, it's not really intended as a throwing weapon, whereas the Kukri can be a throwing weapon. It's pretty amazing, actually, to see what people can do who are trained in it. Kukris are pretty wild. So that's the thing with that. Sorry, there's a change in scheduling over at GOG, so I'm just talking to them about it at the moment. Okay, just checking something quickly. Okay. Oh, well, I am very appreciative of that, Fleos. I'm very proud of, as I've said many times now, of this book. But I think the process of writing, everyone always talks about, like, you know, the process of writing. The process of writing, I'm neutral about, honestly. Having produced something that people like, that I dig. I love that. Like, being, you know, having produced something I really care about, and that other people care about and have value in, that's something that I really love that. So, oh, I see the rankings right now. Currently, we're in the top 10,000 of dark fantasy. Let's go. How is it possible that there's already a used book up for sale? How is that possible? That's got to be an ARC. That's got to be an advanced review copy, which always happens in these things. Yeah. I don't, but I write about it sometimes. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just check on something. All right, I have a question. Has anyone played... I have a question. Has anybody out there played Project Zomboid? Yeah. Effect Life. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen it happen, Triffid. Big Boss, that's really funny. The Late Shift people are like, ha! It's too hardcore. Okay, here's my question. I need an honest answer, so no trolling for this one, please, Dragonspear, okay? I need an honest answer. As you know, I hate horror. I'm not saying it's bad. Horror is fine, and it's very suitable, and there are a lot of wonderful horror things. I just don't like horror myself, okay? So you all know that. So, I don't like being scared. Project Zomboid, my question is, there is a possibility of me playing that as part of this group thing. And so the question I have is Project Zomboid jump scary, gory? I understand it's got zombies, but is it jump scary and like, you know, oh man, like this game, like constant tension, etc. It does have jump scares? Damn. That's too bad. No, I know. No, I know. Well, I've played Plants vs. Zombies. Yes, that's totally fine. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. Just trying to follow up on this stuff. Yeah. And again, and I want to emphasize, there is a difference between stuff that I think is genuinely not good for society, like Facebook. There's a difference between that and stuff which I think can be very good. Like, listen, it is a very important work, actually, and I think it is a very good work. And I've read House on the Borderlands by William Hope Hodgson, sorry. And that's a very powerful book, even though it's horror. It's one of the few horror books that I've read because I just don't like horror. So this is not at all a commentary on whether it's good or bad. It's just, I don't like horror at all. I don't like being scared. I don't like gore. I just don't like horror. It's not my thing. But that's not in any way a criticism of, people who like it. So just that's the thing. Slay the Princess? I don't know about that. I mean, like, I was able to manage with this. Yeah, I know. Well, listen, I was trying to come up with a basic one, You talk about Zomboid? Oh, Project Zomboid? Yeah. But it's not a lack of choice. It's the fear angle. The only part of the part that we just played that I didn't like was the torture scene, Dragon. That I could have done without. But again, not me torturing the other person, because I chose not to do that. There is a part of the game where I am tortured, and there's no way that I could know that was going to happen ahead of time. So that's the only thing. But, what makes it so important? What makes it important to make the distinction, you mean, Echo? Just that I don't, because I think I don't want to come across as judgmental. I'm not judging people for liking it, because, as I say, horror can be very valuable. I'm just saying that it's just not my thing. It's like saying, some people don't like, pizza. That's fine. I happen to like pizza. But like, it's not me being like, how dare you? Pizzas are tremendous. Or if I say, for example, the joke is I don't like raisins and tomatoes, right? But I would never be like, how dare you like tomatoes and raisins, like in a joking way, but not in a real way. Obviously, people can eat what they like. So that's what I mean. It's not something where it's actively bad for you, where I'm like, cocaine is bad, okay? Like, it's not one of those deals where I'm like, no, you just shouldn't have this. It's bad for you. That's something where it's just me. What makes it important? Because it taps into, sorry, I didn't understand what you meant, Echo. It taps into a part of the human psyche that's really important. The deep-seated fears that we possess and why we possess them. It's kind of a meditation on fear. And I think a lot of our modern society is driven by fear. Sometimes fear of the other, sometimes fear of ourselves, fear of the passage of time, lots of fears. And I think we could do a lot better having a much more mature vision of fear. In that sense, I think it is quite powerful. And when Stephen King's at his best, it's good in that regard. So that's all I mean. Whereas there's some horror that's just like junky. Like, I'm sorry, Friday the 13th part, whatever they're up to, is not going to make anyone think like, oh, deathless literature. But there's some horror that's quite powerful and has some important things to say. That's all. Tomatoes. Yeah, you didn't find, what's his name? Penny, oh God, what's his name? Pennywise? Is that the name of the clown? It doesn't. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sorry, I didn't understand what you were asking about the important thing after all. Yeah. Well, the movie and the first movie was pretty good. I think the problem is it just became this meme thing, and there's not much you can do about that. The Stephen King, I have to say too, the Stephen King movies or the Stephen King Stephen King stuff has a very mixed track record on television. Some of it's good, and some of it is not. The Stand was decent, I thought, and I only saw, again, that's one of the very rare horror-driven sort of things that I watched of Stephen King. The Shining was a movie that I've only seen part of because, again, horror. But probably was important, even though they fouled up a lot of stuff. And then there's the other ones that are sort of goofy, that just don't do what they're supposed to. I mean, if we're going to be honest, we could talk about the greatest Stephen King film, and you all know what that is. It's The Shawshank Redemption. Did you know The Shawshank Redemption, maybe the greatest movie ever made, it's got to be in the conversation, was based on a Stephen King story? Stand By Me is another one. That's another Stephen King story. He's a good writer, King. He's a good writer. I know he's commercially a huge success. He produces a lot of stuff, but when he's at his best, he's at his best. Maximum Overdrive. Oh, man. Yeah. Shawshank is brilliant. Yeah. Okay. You thought Children of the Corn? And also, of course, King has tremendous advice for writers because he really knows how to do it. Yeah. Very, a very important commercial writer. Again, not saying he's the best writer that's ever existed, but he is not a hack. He can write. He can write for sure. The Wheel of Time fan base. Yeah. And it's funny too because the Dark Tower stuff is good. I mean, again, it's good stuff. So yeah. All right. So that means, chat, that we are going to wrap for now. So it turns out I am going to be playing Project Zomboid. Now, you are obligated, all of you, because I'm playing Project Zomboid, this is going to be a rare experience. So you're going to have to come over and you're going to have to help me. Whenever there's a zombie about to show up, you need to be like, all right, Arv, you can turn the volume down now. I'm doing it because this way I get to play with the reason. What has happened, by the way, is that one of our players, Inanda, the internet is down and is not going to be back for a day or two. It just went down this morning. So she feels really terrible. And the players don't want to play without her if they can avoid it. I don't love the fact that we have to reschedule this again because it's been now like 6 weeks at least since we played Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And I love that campaign and I want to get back into it. But I totally respect that the players want to play with her and they don't want to leave her out. And I certainly don't want to leave out if I can avoid it either. So we're going to play another game instead. And there was a choice about what games were up there. But the one game that everyone could agree on and the one I wasn't sure about is Zomboid. So I'm like, all right, Yeah, you could be there, support me. Zombie, no zombing. So, because some people are like, because the couple of them, they're like, well, there's creepy moaning. I'm like, I don't care about the creepy moaning. It helps that it's isometric. It definitely helps that. Oh, one note about that, by the way, Triffid. Definitely the things that I'm not sure about. I'm glad you mentioned that, actually. I'm not sure what August 1st schedule looks like. It looks like I may end up canceling my GOG stream for next Tuesday and instead doing a longer and earlier stream here. And the reason is because we want to get on the road to head to Indianapolis Tuesday night, and we don't want to go super late. So I might start here at something like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or something, and then I would wrap up somewhere around 3 or 4 so we can be on the road as opposed to going long over there. And then the following week, the 8th, should be fine, I think. But it is possible that I might be streaming from the road for that one. So the 1st and the 8th are a little bit up in the air, and I don't know about Friday and Saturday yet either. So basically, what I would like you to do is, for now, stay away from the 4th and 5th in terms of August for scheduling, because the only thing I know for sure is that my D&D event is going to be live streamed, which I think is Friday night, but I need to confirm. But I don't know whether I'm going to be streaming anything else while I'm there, at least officially or formally as such. And then, as I say, the 1st I don't know 100% yet, but I'll let you know that by tonight. And then the 8th, 2 weeks from today, I'm going to make that decision, and then I'll let you know. The good news is that we have 5 Tuesdays in August, so we'll have enough time to be able to get all of that in. And thank you for mentioning. Yeah, exactly. So the only question is the 8th might be a little up in the air, but there will be, this channel will still have a stream of some kind on Tuesday. On August, whatever that is, August 1st. We will definitely be streaming on here. I just don't know that I'll be streaming on GOG. My guess is I won't be. I'll probably cancel that, and we'll make a longer stream on here. So, but more to come. All right, I'm going to rise up on out of here, chat, so I can download what I need to download. I want to thank you all for being here. This was fun. Dragon Spear, jokes aside, that was a good game. Thank you for suggesting it. It was a good call. I liked it. I really liked the quality of it, its high production value. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun. I thought that was a good time. So good choice for a Patreon Field Game of the Month. And thank you, chat, for voting for it. Okay, now I'm going to be heading over to GOG.com I'll be there in about 35 minutes, and I'll be playing, it looks like, Project Zomboid, God help me. But in the meantime, you have something you can do to help me, and that's this. You can pick up Renegade. First of all, channel stuff. You can follow the channel, which is much appreciated. You can always, of course, go to my YouTube and subscribe to me over there, ! ArvTube. You can go to my Discord channel and hang out with us there in between streams, ! ArvCord. My Twitter is ! ArvTweets. My Blue Sky is ! ArvSky. Website is arvanelaron.com. Financially, ! ArvShop. We have more stuff coming down the line. By the way, as a reminder, Shadowed Mage, for those of you who missed this announcement, Shadowed Mage has now done a bunch more sub badges. So we now have sub badges for months 6.5, 6 years, 6 months, and so 6.5 year sub badge and a 7 year sub badge, which you will get when you get to that vaunted level. No one is there yet, I think, except for me. I keep forgetting what I am. Let's see. What am I right now? I am... Yeah, 6 years and 1 month. So we're still 5 months away from getting to that other area, but at least I have those things that will be ready to go. So I'm excited about that. AIM outline, you absolutely need this. Okay, I'll remember that. Maybe do me a favor, Geister. If you're over in GOG.com's channel, please let me know. But I'll ask them about that too. So anyway, so we've got the sub badges are uploaded already. Those are already functional and ready to go. But also there are 9 more emotes on their way, which are going to be coming your way as soon as Tari Toons gets her PC back from the shop. Then I'm going to get those from her, and I'm going to upload those emotes. So it could be within the next week, 2 weeks, whatever. As soon as she gets her PC back, I will upload the stuff, and we will have 9 emotes. They're amazing. You'll definitely want to check those out. So now is a good time to sub to the channel. And speaking of subbing, you can do that and get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. So please consider doing that, as several of you did today. Please support the Patreon as well. that allows me to have the money to be able to get games like the Late Shift, which I just got. And please consider as well supporting me on the book writing side. Exclamation Point Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Exclamation Point Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. My 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Exclamation Point Greyshade is my Greyshade universe. You can get the Greyshade novel there. You can also get now the sequel to this, Renegade, but please also type in exclamation point Renegade for this. Just released today. You can now officially order that book. You can also order the sequel, the final book in the series, Heretic, which will be out next year. You can pre-order that. You can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game from Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. And you can also, of course, do the audiobook from Trend Sparks of Greyshade, which is really awesome too. And that you can find all at exclamation point Greyshade. And thank you, Triffid, for that Renegade reviews. Please do leave a review on Storygraph or on Amazon for this once you've read it, if you liked it, because it really does help us. I'm sorry to keep pushing it, but it really does make a difference, and it doesn't have to be long. Just a few sentences saying I loved it and here's why is all that basically needs to happen. Heretic, I need to add a command for. I'm pushing Renegade, but sometime, hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll put something in new for Heretic as well. So please do that. As always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Very important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine. No, it is always funny. To help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message that we will do so in future as well. So with all that said, chat, I'm going to rise up on out of here and head over to GOG. I'll see you over there in about a half hour. Thank you for watching the Patreon Field game with me, of me playing this game of Late Shift. I had a fun time with it. Thank you to Dragon Spear for nominating it, and for you for voting it. Thank you all so much for listening to Renegade, supporting this Kickstarter that led to Greyshade and Renegade. Thank you for doing all those amazing things. Thank you all, most of all, for all of you being you. You are, of course, as you know, the best viewers on Twitch, as I've always said. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Dragon Spear, Hillness, Triffity Mats. Thank you to Shadow Mage, who was in here before as well. Thank you to my wonderful subscribers and Patreon supporters, Dragon, Hillness, Triffid, Ballsteg. Special thanks today to both Ballsteg and, of course, to Edie E. Bell. Thank you to Emily Bell for the amazing editing work that was done on this. It was really extraordinary, and I'm really grateful for that great editing work that was done. So thank you to the amazing Athos Arts for publishing this book and believing in the book, and me as an author. Thank you to 47 Vrez. Thank you to Big Boss, who was also involved in this. Thanks, Big Boss. Thank you to Epic Quack. Thank you to Darksteel Spork, to Darth Sisu, to Fleos. Thank you again, Fleos, for reasons previously expressed. And I will see Fleos over on GOG in about a half hour. Thank you to Ghost of Christmas Future. Ghost of Christmas Future! I am always happy to see Ghost of Christmas Future because I always feel that ... that presence there is good. I hope you will infuse this book with your hauntingly good vibe, Ghost of Christmas Future. I hope that will come up in here. Good to see you. Thank you, as always, to Questionable Results. Good to see you, Questionable Results. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to Spofo, to Stompy, and to Wispy Song. Thank you, everyone. Much love to all of you folks, and I will see you back here, hopefully. I'll see you on Friday for Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks, but otherwise I'll see you on GogComp's Twitch channel for some awesome Project Zomboid, oh boy, in just a little bit. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now. Honk.